and we are here. Let's get into the escape. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Last time we once again stopped on a funny little escape room. So we had a bit of a weird cutoff point, but when don't we? We did get to an ending last time. I'm going to say that we are going to at least get 2 more tonight. But also, one of my friends has advised me that after I get these 2 endings, I should go all the way back and get these squares in the back that I have not yet. So I will definitely be doing that. Anyway, let me get back into the swing of things. What the hell was I doing here? There's a tunnel. It goes all the way across the ship. We got this. Oh, look at that button. It's glowing orange, right? That's gotta mean something. I guess pressing it is the best way to find out if it does anything, Santa. Nothing. Yeah, nothing yet. Oh! It's a square hole. Nothing in here. Ugh, look at the back wall there. I can see 3 small slots. Terminals from some sort of connector, perhaps? You mean you think we're supposed to plug something in here? Perhaps. It kind of looks like that, yeah. Yeah, it looks like connections for terminals or something. We do be trying to escape Zero, true. This pillar goes up and towards the ceiling. Doink. I believe this opening is for fueling the furnace. If we were to put some coal in here and ignite it, then the steam engine might start working. It's certainly possible. Well, I'm a little rusty. It's been a few days and my last stream was not Zero Escape, so I'm a little worried I might, take a minute to click with everything, but we'll see what happens. Looks like there's a door over here in this tunnel. The belt over there must deliver the coal, which is then picked up and thrown into this door. The door appears to be welded shut, however. Okay. This gear is rusty, but it still looks like it's pretty sturdy. Golden gear. It doesn't look like it was always golden like this. Well, then I imagine it was prepared especially for this game. I have a feeling it's important. Really, what tipped you off there? This, aside from the fact that it's gold. Oh, this one's less gold. The huge bronze gear. This has to be important. Doink. Small door. Welded shut. Okay. And I'm going to assume this one is silver. Yeah. You think it's made of pure silver? No way. Silver's way too soft to use for a gear. It's gotta be a steel or iron steel or iron gear that's been coated with silver. Ugh. Shouldn't have called it a silver gear then. Shouldn't have gotten your hopes up. Were you thinking you'd hold this thing back? Nah, but I think 7 could probably carry it, don't you? I mean, you may be right. The conveyor belt runs into a sort of arched tunnel. Yes, okay. Anything else around here on this screen? There are a bunch of these little windows along the inside of this thing. I think you're supposed to put coal through these, but they're welded shut. Hey, Jacob, thank you very much. I've been having a good birthday. I don't think we can get these open. Stairs stretch from the catwalk to the boiler. Anything else? Okay, that just sort of highlights that whole area. So let's move around a bit more. Ooh, another... No, wait, that's the same gold gear. It's just a matter of perspective. There's a barrel under the stairs. Sweet. Unfortunately, it's empty. Bro was like, oh, hell yeah, barrel. What was he planning to do with that? This is a huge oven for this boiler. There are 3 open areas in it. Each of the open areas has a gear in it. And there's something... Wait, was that just that? Oh yeah, that's just the turn to the right thing. There are a bunch of wooden boxes over here by the wall. I already looked through those. There's nothing there. Okay. What's this do? Okay, we'll come back to that. I wanna look over here first. What is this? Given its placement, this must unlock the door to the left. There's a weird indentation on top of this thing. You think that means you have to insert something here? Yes, I would imagine so. Well, this thing unlocks the door. There's a depression here that looks like it's the outline of 3 circles laid on top of each other. There's a thick iron door blocking our way. You think this is, yes. It looks like the exit. It looks like this door slides up into the ceiling. Yeah, it's probably the exit. Anything else to click? Not really. Let's leave. There are a number of wooden boxes. They're all empty. Oh man, Junpei, I can't believe I missed something so important. But what's so important? Look at those stairs. Look at them carefully. That gap, that height, that angle. It's perfect. Perfect? Perfect for what? Whatever, just bring Clover here right now. Tell she needs to walk up and down these stairs. Clover's not here. What the hell is he talking about? God damn it, Sansa. The catwalk on the upper floor. There's a staircase that reaches out from the catwalk to the boiler. Boink. There's a pair of wooden boxes here. There's nothing in them. Look, Ace, it's some kind of snowman's secret meeting. Those are just bags full of sand. You use them as a counterweight when you're lifting something up with a pulley system. Man, you're too serious. There's some cloth bags, nothing but sand in them. We have not picked up much of anything looking around here, I don't think. Unusual. The slider is down. I guess Ace feels like giving it a try. Nothing. It won't move at all. This slider is down. Looks like Santa wants to give this one a shot. Ah, damn it! Nothing. This thing won't budge. This slider is down. Let's see if I can get this thing to go anywhere. Ugh. Man, no dice. This thing isn't going anywhere. These 2 columns are different from the others. The lights are red. Oh yeah. Wonder what that's about. Most of them are yellow. Can we hit this switch? Your stars are left or down, but this one is up. There are a number of lines engraved in these. I suspect we are meant to do something rather specific with them. Junpei, why don't you move that slider down? Well, there's no harm in trying, I suppose. Nothing. Yeah, nothing happened. Maybe it needs to be prepared somehow. You're saying if we did something somewhere else, it'd respond? Yes, I suppose that's one way of putting it. Well, let's look around, see what else we can do. Bonk. Ooh. One of the doors on the furnace, there's an A on it. There's a circular wheel in the center of the door. All right, let's give this sucker a twist. Well, it's noisy, but it opens. And it's totally pitch black in there. We should, go in here. All right. Let's go. This one is this one already, like, the size of it just feels a lot bigger than the others, which is, a little intimidating coming back to it, you know? Let us commence forth.
British?
Where are we? We must be on the other side, yes? Which should put us directly above the conveyor belt. At any rate, we should keep moving. There's a great deal that we've yet to investigate. See! It looks like a hand-operated winch. Doesn't look like there's any way to, operate it. That means the wheel isn't attached. We need a wheel. This damn pile of boxes is blocking my way! Anything else we can do around here? The furnace for the boiler. It says C on this door. Wooden box on the end of a rope hanging from the winch. It looks like there's something in the box. What's inside? One of the great metal ribs of the ship. I think June's resting right underneath it. Fair enough. A wooden box hanging beneath this catwalk. Yeah. Let's go back. For now. A bunch of boxes I can't get through. Well, that seems like a skill issue, Junpei, old buddy, old pal. Stairs back down should be on the other side of these boxes. You have an excellent memory. Use that to draw a map inside your head. That way you won't get lost. I mean, you're assuming a lot of me right now, that I have an excellent memory. Oh, this one has a wheel. All right, let's give this wheel a spin. Oh, what? That's weird. I don't feel any resistance. Yeah! Ah, shit! Well, we got something. Woo! It's a wheel that seems to be part of the winch. There's some pegs on the back that look like they go into the holes. Good job, genius. You broke it. I didn't break it. It broke all by itself. Yeah, sure thing, Junpei. Now, where was that other winch? It was, go through A or C, yeah. You go through C. Doink. There's no wheel to turn. Oh, yeah. I got the wheel I pulled off the other winch, don't I? Let's see if it fits. Sweet, it's a perfect fit. Like they were made for each other. Not shaky at all. Good, I should be able to turn this now. Good work, Junpei. We should be able to haul up the wooden box now. You see? The wooden box sits under the catwalk. Can you see it? It's hanging on from the rope on the winch, isn't it? Look, there's some sort of device in the box. I'm not sure what it is. At any rate, you might as well turn that wheel now. I'm counting on you. Okay, I'll turn the wheel. Huh? What's this? What happened? This wheel only turns to the left? It only turns to the left? That means we can't reel up that rope. Yeah, we can only let the rope down. Interesting. I don't think that will be a problem. We'll simply need to go downstairs after laying the wooden box down. I will be counting on you, Junpei. Sure thing. No sweat.
I believe the box has reached the floor.
Yeah.
Stuck his head out over the side of the catwalk and looked down. The box had only recently hung just below the catwalk, now sat on the floor. It had come to rest near the end of the tunnel that covered the conveyor belt.
June's down over by there.
Junpei could see her, still leaning against the wall as if she barely had the strength to sit up. Even from so far away, it was not difficult to see that she had not improved. He almost thought he could see heat rising from her body.
She doesn't seem to be improving.
Ace's expression was inscrutable, but he'd said what they'd all been thinking.
Well, of course not. She's not gonna just get better right away, you know? It'll take time.
He tried desperately to convince himself that what he'd said was
What
true.
could be causing this, I wonder? Illness, perhaps?
Nah, it's gotta be exhaustion.
Sanya's response was confident and
She
certain.
gets dropped into some weird-ass ship, forced to play some messed-up game. If you think about it, it's a lot weirder that we aren't freaking out just like her, you know?
So you're saying we're abnormal?
Yeah. We're just running around this room, solving all these puzzles like it's just business as usual. How the hell could you call that normal? We're just guinea pigs.
Santa snorted in
A
disgust.
guinea pig? You mean like a lab rat? You mean we're being used for some sort of experiment? Is that what you're saying?
Dunno. But it does seem like a possibility, you know?
Fair enough. They stood there for a few more minutes, no one speaking, until Santa turned and walked away from the winch. Junpei and Ace followed him. Well, let's get downstairs now. Boink. What? No? Oh, must be through this one. Because that's the only one I didn't go through. Yeah. The conveyor belt made for carrying coal, and over on the right is our mystery box. Control panel for something. Oh wait, it has the 3 little ports on it. Some kind of machine. Maybe a control panel? Yeah. Doink. Maybe this hole is where the control panel goes. There's only one way to find out. In you go! Yeah. Dude, you did it. Oh, hey, Ollie. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate you. Okay, but what do we do now? We've been playing Zero Escape. Hope y'all had a good time over there with Link's Awakening. Did you wrap up, or do you think you're gonna have like one more stream squeezing out of that? Why don't you press the button next to it? The orange one? We're wrapped up? Oh, nice. Glad to hear it. Hope y'all had a great time with it. Alright, I'll do that. Pushing. Sweet. All sorts of lights are lighting up on this thing. And, ooh, yeah, I think I just heard something turn on. Oh? What's that? What happened? Junpei, look! The conveyor belt's moving! The conveyor belt? Well, I guess it's done moving now. There's still a bunch of coal in the belt, though. Looks like a bunch of it got dumped off of the end of the belt into that wooden box where we found the control panel. Coal. Coal, huh? Since the belt started moving, it's transported quite a bit of coal. It all drops off the left end of the belt, right into the wooden box. So there's a lot of coal in the box, okay. Yo, it's a box of coal. Let's go. I'm gonna dump it all out onto the floor. Yeah. Yeah, wooden box full of coal. Guess there's really only one thing we can do with this stuff. What's inside? It's coal. Small door on the inside of this tunnel. Well, it's shut and won't open. Yeah, we do be in the engine room. Doink. Oh god. Remember cloth bags, nothing but sand in them. There's sand. Pair of boxes. Let's. Unless. No, you can't mash coal into the holes. Box filled with the coal. True. This is where the coal goes, or would go if all three of these things hadn't rusted shut. What, weren't there some that had some fucking not closed things? Yeah. There's a hole that'll let us put coal into the furnace. Maybe if we get some coal in there and set it on fire. Okay, let's do it. Jesus. All right, that's the last of it. No coal left in the box. And nothing. Great. Well, I guess I should have expected that. Why was just throwing coal into a cold furnace do anything? Oh well, man can dream. Junpei, explain it to me again. You're planning to stoke the furnace with coal. I almost said stroke the furnace. Which will heat the water stored up there and make steam. Steam from the steamed clams we're having, which will then drive something else. Am I correct? In other words, you want to generate enough pressure with the steam to power the turbine and drive the steam engine, right? Well, I mean, I said steamed hams, but I guess that's the gist of it. Well, in that case, this isn't enough coal. This furnace is enormous, so we're gonna need a hell of a lot more coal than this. Very well then. If the three of us work together, then we should be able to fill it much faster. I want to help too. I totally didn't even see her walk up. Are you feeling up to that? Yes. Yeah, right. You look like you're one stiff breeze away from falling over, June. I think you better rest some more, okay? But no arguing. You need your rest. Just stay there. We'll handle this. If she thinks she's capable, let her do it. I don't see what the problem is. Okay, I understand. All right. Time for some man work. Come on, Junpei. Let's get this coal into those furnaces. Leave it to the men. Jesus Christ, Junpei. Man, this is a lot of work. Alright, I think it should be sufficient. Alright, now we just gotta light it. Junpei, hand me your matches. What makes you think I have matches? I see. Now we're gonna light it. Perhaps there's a device nearby that will allow us to remotely ignite the coal. Let's take a look, shall we? Some sort of ignition device, eh? Okay, maybe that device over... No, the device was for the conveyor. Huge golden gear, I have a feeling it's important. Oh yeah, Sean Chiplock does voice Peter, yeah. I remember that from when I was looking through the voice credits after I beat the Somnium Files games. Covered in lights. It's cold, shiny and black and coal-like. Okay, if I was a control panel, where would I be? Got a feeling it's important. That's a golden gear. And this is the bronze one, right? So it's shut and won't open. We got no more items. This is the door we came through when we entered the steam engine room. Oh shit, wait. Here we go. Is this? I think it might be. It probably is. I think this is how we might ignite the furnace. That means if we move that thing down... Alright, let's do it. Here we go. Hey Junpei, Ace, look at this! There's big gears turning under the boiler here. Huh? Oh fuck. We got the discs inside the gears. The gears, they're spinning. What the hell are you guys waiting for? Let's start looking. Gold disc. Woo! The gold disc. It has a number of lines engraved on it. And we got 3 colors here. Red, blue, and black. I wonder what they mean. Well, considering the other gears also have discs, we probably need to connect the lines. The bronze disc has a bunch of lines on it in 3 different colors. Alright. Woo! The silver disc has a bunch of lines on it, but the red ones really stand out, right? The red ones, huh? Alright, let's go up the stairs and see if we can yeah. Hey Junpei, what are you doing? It's hotter than hell in there. You already forget that we lit the furnace? Ah, right. You're right. Okay, we gotta go a different way to get to the other side then. Yeah, we took the discs. Oh, it's right here. Okay. I was like, this thing unlocks the door. Suppression here. Maybe we put those 3 discs we found into this thing. There's only one way to find out. We'll stick them in. That's odd. Nothing's happening. Maybe you're, I don't know, put them in the wrong places? Perhaps you have them facing the wrong directions. Perhaps you should rotate the discs to make some of the lines connect. Well, no harm in trying. Instructions for operation. When the disc is clicked, it will rotate a certain amount. When the white arrow is clicked, the discs are switched. Please note that when the discs are switched, the angles are reset. Okay. Oh man. Oh god. Well, it seems like no matter which way I turn it, the reds are always going to be a little bit obscured because of the way these discs are laid out. Maybe I need to just see which one would be the least obscured. Or which ones can connect like this. Hold on. Oh, wait. Yeah! There we go. Red lines on these discs. Maybe I can make a star polygon with these. Okay, wow, that actually was not that bad. You know, I was making a big deal of things, and it just turned out to be pretty easy.
Yes! The door's open!
Given the circumstances, Junpei's happiness was certainly understandable. Ace seemed to share his excitement.
All right, Junpei. Why don't you go get June now? Santa and I will keep an eye on the store.
Santa snorted.
Why do we need to do that? Even if it shuts, we know how to solve the puzzle now. We could just open it again.
Well, I suppose that's true. Shall all three of us go and collect June then?
Nah, I'm cool. I'll let Junpei handle it.
He still seemed irritated by something, however, and sat down the stairs petulantly.
So are you only interested in being contrary?
Ace sighed with the air of a long-suffering parent.
Alright, I'll go get June. I'll be right back.
Gave a quick nod to Ace and Santa, and dashed off down the stairs. Before long, he was back on the first floor, next to the conveyor belt and June.
Oh, Jumpy.
As he drew closer, she stood up,
Are
slowly.
you okay?
He did his best to sound calm and nonchalant, but there was no hiding the genuine concern in his voice.
Yes, I'm fine now. I'm sorry I made you worry.
June blushed. He wasn't sure if she was embarrassed or still feverish.
Let me check.
Just to make sure, he reached out and put his hand against her forehead.
Good. You're feeling a lot better.
She was feeling far less warm than she had earlier, but still wasn't down to what seemed normal to him.
Are you sure you're alright?
He had to be sure. June gave him a look.
Oh, you're such a warrior, Jumpy. Oops, I mean, warrior.
June giggled. He wasn't sure if she'd just be a joke or not, but seeing her smile again made Junpei feel at ease. If she was well enough to smile and laugh, then she really was feeling much better. Hello, Nuz. Welcome to the stream.
Alright.
Give her a friendly
let's
poke
go.
on the forehead.
Go where?
They really did. All right, let's go. Go where?
Oh, right. I didn't tell you. We got the exit open, so...
Great, let's go.
June clasped her hands and nodded urgently. They headed back to the exit, but on their way they found...
It's
Santa?
Santa was sitting on the stairs. He was, however, holding something in his right hand and staring at it with a strange expression. Junpei and June slowed down and finally stopped in front of him.
What are you looking at?
Santa answered without looking up, his voice quiet.
It's a photo. It's my sister.
sister? Santa, you've got a sister?
Oh man, the plot thickens, huh? Santa simply nodded.
Yeah. Kid was cute as a button.
June cocked her head, confused.
She was only about an inch tall then?
Santa glared at her.
Oh, sorry. I guess an inch is a little large for a button. Probably more like a half inch.
Hmm.
Hold on. 12 plus 13. Are we saying this, are you saying that by, if we're assuming the year is this year, or are you not using the years? Or, what are you doing? Or how are you calculating that, Ollie? Santa didn't smile or laugh.
Sorry.
Why are you looking at it?
Oh, I wasn't using the years? Okay, that makes sense. He simply turned back to his picture and spoke.
I was her Santa Claus.
Wait, what?
This sudden revelation took Junpei by surprise. He had no idea what Santa meant. He glanced at June, who shook her head. She didn't know either.
Have you ever heard the story of the two Santa Clauses? It goes that a long time ago, there were two Santas. One of them wore white, and the other one wore black. The white Santa gave presents to good kids, and the black Santa played tricks on bad kids.
Yeah, they got Santa Kuma in this bitch. I'll stop.
They went on like that for a while, but eventually the black Santa's tricks started to get worse and worse. Pretty soon, the white Santa couldn't stand it anymore, and he stabbed the black Santa to death. When he stabbed the other Santa, the white Santa got blood all over his clothes. And that's why, these days, his clothes are red. You could say that red is all that's left of the black Santa.
Junpei was silent. He could think of nothing to say. June was staring at Santa, sadness playing on her face. Bullshit, Santa's red because of Coca-Cola. So true. He continued.
Which Santa I am? The white Santa or the black Santa?
Huh.
Oh.
Not even a
Alright,
joke? Oh
let's
shit,
go.
for real? I did not understand the Santa lore then. Santa stood up suddenly, his downcast demeanor gone. He shoved the picture back in his pocket, then headed back up the stairs, taking them two at a time.
Huh?
Junpei and June looked at one another. There was nothing they could think of to say.
What are you two doing? Let's get moving. Come.
Santa's voice echoed across the room from above them.
Let's go.
Yeah.
They nodded and followed him quickly up the stairs. Ace was waiting for them at the top. He was leaning against the handrail. He looked very tired.
Oh, you're finally back.
The door had shut, but it wasn't cause for concern.
Sorry we took so long.
Junpei quickly solved the disc puzzle a second time, and the door opened again. Okay, where'd I put the sound?
Let's go.
In single file, they walked through. After walking for nearly 15 feet, they found themselves in front of a metal door. It opened easily enough, and they passed through it as well. A new room stretched out before them. Ooh. It's like a cargo hold, isn't it?
Is this a warehouse?
Or a warehouse, either or.
No, I believe this is the cargo room.
Yeah,
This is where they
baby!
store all of this vessel's freight.
I was right, okay.
Wooden crates everywhere. I wonder how old they are.
Junpei, Ace, and June stopped unconsciously, pausing to take in their new surroundings. Santa's voice broke through their momentary trance.
Well, we probably ought to start with finding the exit, right? Let's get going.
You know, I was gonna say, damn, 2 escape rooms back to back, but this exact thing happened on the previous route I went on, so I shouldn't be surprised. Anyway. The cargo room. Gotcha. There are a bunch of bags here. Wonder what's in them. Car the heck. You motherfucker. You just never know when to stop haunting me, do you? A card with the ninth man's face printed on it. What's that? It's a card. Has a headshot on it. A headshot? Yeah. I'm not really sure what purpose this could possibly serve. Oh. Huh. Card with Santa's face printed on it. Santa's got nothing to say about that one? Okay. Well, let's not go back there just yet. These crates are quite large. They seem to be tied to one another with sturdy steps. Straps, not steps. God. His knife's bouncing right about now. God. Card with Snake's face printed on it. This is Clover's card. You know, look at this photo. She's kind of cute, isn't she? Huh? What's up? Oh, nothing. nothing at all. Why does your smile make me feel cold? Box. Ooh. Ace. It's Ace's card. Like some sort of European lord. What? Oh, my headshot. You want to see it? It's actually a pretty good picture. No, I don't need to see it. In fact, we really ought to get back to our search. There's no card in this box anymore. It's locked. We need the key. All the boxes have numbers on them. Do they? Oh. Ace bent down and picked something that he had been sitting next to on the box. Junpei, take a look at this. Cards. That's a picture of Lotus on this card. Man, her hair is ridiculous. It's like clay or something. Santa, what the fuck, dude? Come on. It says the pot to the kettle. We've searched all the boxes. There's nothing in them. Okay, what about the barrels? There's some sort of liquid in these barrels. I'm not sure what this is, however. Whoop! Junpei! Not cool, man. You took this picture without my permission. Looks pretty cool, though. You look really handsome in this picture. Hey, knock it off, lovebirds. What? We're not a couple. Not at all. Not in any way. Yeah, but you were flirting. Whatever. And there's the June card. This must be... Oh, no. Don't look at it. I'm not cute at all. I'm not photogenic. I don't look sexy, either. There's a Clover. My skin looks gross. I'm not sexy like Lotus. I know guys go for women who look like Lotus, but I'm trying to. I'm doing the best I can. So please don't call me a board or a trash can or a cutting board or... Wait a minute. I haven't said anything like that. Have I? What is everybody's problem today? Jesus. I say today. These are the same characters in the same state of mind that I left them in last time, but... you know. It's a different day for me. These stairs, they go up 3 stories. What are you waiting for, Junpei? Yeah, whatever. I'm going. This is the only door here, except for the one we just came in through. And this is the exit. No shit, Herlock. Of course it's locked. Is it an electronic lock? No, just a keyhole. We're under the doorknob. So, to open this door, we gotta find the key that fits that keyhole. Yeah. Okay. What is your problem? They asked the most problematic group of people on the planet. I mean... You got a point, I guess. There's several lights here with numbers 1 to 9. Only a light with a 9 on it is lit. There's 6 holes here. Look like jacks for a headphone cable. Jacks, huh? And maybe if we put something in them. Yeah, something might happen. Looks like it's covering something. Looks like a little shutter. Maybe it'll open if we do something. What's gonna come out of it if it does open? Yeah, like I'd know that. God. The fucking attitude. Jesus Christ. Only light with a number 9 on this lid. Okay. Okay, let's go back down for the time being. Go over here, maybe. There are 3 crates here, stacked up like stairs. If we climb up there, I think we can get over the fence. Junpei, could you go take a look at that? Sorry, but no thanks. Why? I've, got a bad feeling about it. Pussy. Oh, I'm sorry. Pussy. Okay, fine. Console 2 is up. He does need to play a lot of it. I mean, fair enough. Pewter is kind of the exception. He's just kind of a funky dude, but yeah. Pretty sure Chipluck also plays Rivali. What's he gonna do with that screw? I don't see throwing a screw at a fence. Holy shit! Oh man. There's electricity running through that fence. Looks like it. We can get to the other side. Well, we could jump off those crates, but we wouldn't be able to get back. You can go over the fence by jumping on those crates.
But what are you saying, Jumpy? There's a huge electrical current flowing through that fence. If you do that, you won't be able to get back.
Well, if I can move some of those crates over there.
Are you even sure you can move them? What if they weigh too much? Then what are you gonna do?
Oh. Yeah. Hadn't thought of that. Okay, yeah, fair enough. The first game, yeah, but you know, let's not get into it too much. There are people here who haven't played the game, but yeah, he's I still love him. There are 3 crates here, piled up like a set of stairs. It'd be easy enough to climb to the top of them, but after the...
Wonder what's inside all those crates.
probably... I mean,
Jumpy, look at that crate over there.
there's something on it, isn't there? Yeah, it looks like. A coffin.
A coffin?
Yeah, it seems kind of weird to find a coffin here, right?
As if it's telling us to search here. That's ridiculous. You can't find in a box.
Wait, can I look at the... What's the... Oh, here it is. Okay, we got 9, Clover, Lotus, Santa, June, Snake. Seven! Okay, we're missing a 7 card. If there is one. I felt like shit for half a second because I was like, who are we missing? But yeah, we're just missing 7. We just gotta look around a bit more, I think. There's nothing in the bag anymore. Okay, yeah, we did get that one. Okay, we just got a whole lot of cards. I don't really know what to do with them yet, so. Boxy device. And a mire's off. Well, it's got a green switch here and a red one and some kind of lever. None of them seem to do anything, though. Maybe the power's off. Yeah, maybe. There's a single green light at the bottom, though. And that means... I'm feeling it'll open up. Oh! I can see the machine. Spinning light on top of its head. It's kind of cute. Eh? Huh?
Huh?
There's something that looks like a coffin sitting on top of the pile of crates. Okay. Heavy looking metal boxes. 4 crates lined up at equal intervals. See machine, the spinning light on top of its head is... Yeah, okay. I clicked the fence, but okie dokie. Doesn't look like there's anything I can do over here. Wait! A handrail surrounds the platform with the control panel on it. I'm pretty sure I clicked to that bag. I did not. Okay, my mistake. Woo! There we go. This is 7's card. This is supposed to be a trading card. It's not a very good one.
Now we finally have all 9 picture cards. We just need to insert these cards into the slots at the front of each box.
Oh yeah. Junpei stared at the cards in his hands. Ace peered over his shoulder at them.
You know which card goes in which box, yes?
Junpei gave him a look.
Yeah, of course I do. It's really obvious. You just match our numbers to the numbers, then you pop the corresponding card in the right box. So for instance, the card with the picture of Ace on it goes into box 1. The card with the picture of Snake on it goes into box 2, and so on.
Oh, I see.
Huh? What is it?
Junpei thought he might have imagined it, but he could have sworn Ace stiffened.
I'll leave the rest to you.
Hey, wait!
He quickly turned and walked
What's
away.
wrong with him? Oh well, whatever.
Doing his best to clear his mind for a task at hand, he turned back toward the boxes.
Time to solve the 9 boxes puzzle.
9 cards with pictures and 9 boxes. Junpei stared at them for a moment and then began.
Ace's card is in box 1. I just need to do the same for the rest. And finally, the 9th man's card into box 9.
All 9 box lids popped open at once.
Yeah! Oh, they opened!
He peered inside. In each box was a single pin.
9 pins?
It looked a little like sewing pins, but much thicker.
Guess I'll take them with me.
Junpei collected them all quickly and shoved them into his pocket. Okay, they're all just one item. Woo! These look like the kind of pins you use for sewing. 9 of them in total, and they have numbers from 1 to 9. Okay, upstairs. Up the scaffolding. No, up the stairs. And, there are 6 holes here. And it looks like the pins I just found would be a perfect fit for them. The ones you found in the 9 boxes, right? Well, why don't you try it? Alright, let's see what happens. I think 2, 4, and 6 should go on the top part, and 3, 5, and 7 on the bottom part. Why that? Hold on, let me see. Okay, that would be 6, then 12, then 15, 20, 27. Yeah, that would make a digital root of 9. That is the glowing light. That was actually my theory, so go for it. Well, some of them lit up. Yeah, 3 and 6. I wonder if there's some kind of rule that determines which lights go on. I put the 2, 4, and 6 pins on the top part and 3, 5, 7s on the bottom. You think maybe it's the digital root? Digital root? 2 plus 4 plus 6 is 12. Digital root of 12 is 3. Therefore, light 3 turns on. Oh, okay, so I had the right idea here, but it goes by rows. It's not like all 6 of them add up to one digital root. Okay. Therefore, light number 6 turns on. Makes sense, right? I see. The lights that match the digital root of the pins inserted on the top and lower parts will light up. So that's how it works. Well, there's one other thing I'd like to check. Well, if he wants to try, he's certainly welcome to. So he'd put the 1, 2, 3 on the top and the 6, 7, 8 on the bottom. Oh. They turned off. 6 plus 7 plus 8 is 21. The digital root of 21 is 3. Therefore, light 3 turns off. Yeah, and so on and so forth. Oh, I get it now. If the digital root for the pins you insert is the same as the number on the lights that are lit, those lights turn off. Yeah, looks like that's a trick. All right, now we know how it works. You want to give it a try? Wait, you mean you know what we're supposed to do with these lights? Well, no, but I figured we could try and see if we can turn them all on, you know? I figure something's gotta happen if we can manage that. Turn on the lights, huh? Okay, Junpei, let's make sure we know how this works, alright? Pick one of the 6 holes, then pick one of the pins and insert it. Keep it up until all 6 of the holes are filled. Ah, fuck, it'll correspond to the digital roots of the pins and the upper and lower parts will turn on. Digital root corresponds to a light that's already on, it will be turned off. Turn them all on. Let's do it. Well, let's go ahead and redo the, what Santa did to turn this one off. Okay. Okay, so let's do one for 2 here. That would be, I need something that equals 12. So that would be 6 and 2? No, wait, that would be, fuck. Take it back, take it back. I'm an idiot. There we go, 4, 6, and 1. And we need something that equals 10, so... Not 10, 1. I'm an idiot, 1. I was thinking, I need something that equals 10, so a digital root would be 1. That would be 2, 3, and 5. Yeah, okay, now 4. That would be, Okay, 8 plus 9 is 17. Plus 5, that would be 22, which would equal 4. Okay. Okay, so 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 plus 4 would be 17. 1 plus 7 from the 17 would equal 8. There we go. Okay, now we just need 5 and 7. Okay, so 7, that would be, okay. This would be 17. Plus 7, that would be 24, that would equal 6. Not quite. Okay. Unless, hold on. Let's go for 5 first. Let's go for 5. So I would need 14 for that. 6, 7, 1. That would be, wait, that would be 14. That would make it, okay, hold on. Okay, 11. Plus 3, that would be 14. That would equal, and 1 plus 4 from the 14 equals 5. Okay. Now we need a 7. 9 plus 8 is 17. That would be 8 right now, but we need to go back to 7. 17 plus 7 is 24. That would just be 6. No, go back, go back, go back. Okay, 10 plus... Oh, I need a 6 for that. Fuck. If I want to do it like this. Okay, so that would be 16. That would equal 7 for the digital roots. I don't think you can quite get 7 with what you have. Yeah, that's what I was figuring as well. Yeah. Okay, so hold on. Okay. 5, that would be... Okay. 11. 13, 14, that would be 5, yeah. There we go! Don't even need to get that calculator out once. F! All the lights are on and the shutters opened up. Hey, does that mean... Yeah, we gotta do it again. Man, I thought I was doing so well. Okay, so we've got 9 holes. There's an F up above them. I don't know what the F means. It equals 15 in hexadecimal. But I do know one thing. What's that? This time there's 9 holes. So we need to insert 9 pins. Man, that's boring. Why don't you just try it, alright? Somehow I don't think that's what it is, but sure thing, buddy. I'll do it just for you, Santa, old buddy, old pal. You think maybe this F means 15? Yeah, 15 base 10 is F and hex, right? You're right, yeah, that's gotta be it! Alright, let's give this one more shot. Oh, fuck, is this like that magic square bullshit where you gotta, like, make it so that each line equals 15 in a different way? Oh, man. Okay. 1 plus 9 plus 5, that would equal 15. You want Professor Layton back? You got it. Oh, man. 13. I mean, I got Professor Layton back. He'll be back probably sometime next year if I had to estimate. 15. Okay. 1 plus 4, that'll be 5. I don't have a 10, though. Grah! Okay, okay. Wait. Okay. Wait, no, a big number's gotta be in the middle so we can catch up with this. Okay. Okay, that would be 15. No, wait, okay. This is definitely one of the combinations we need to put line-wise, but... Yeah, it's 15. Okay. No, 6 and 7 do not go together. No. Oh, man, maybe I need... Hold on. Maybe I need to swap where the 6 and the 8 go. 6 is a very central number. 8... It would only go along this corner, so I could put the 7 into 9 around here, maybe? Wait, but that would equal 15. Fuck. And I would need to... 9 plus 6 is already 15, so I would need to put it somewhere where it doesn't connect like that. Doink. Okay, let's try that then. Ah, but no, that wouldn't work either. Would it? Ah. Okay, hold on. 2 plus 5 plus 8, that's 15, yes. 1 plus 8 is 9, which means the 6 has got to go over here. 6 plus 2 is 8. You put the 7 over here, that would be another 15. 7 plus 1, that's 8. You would need another 7. Fuck my life. Okay. 9 plus 6. I don't know why I'm still trying with this when I just realized 1 in the center would not work. I think the key to this puzzle is I gotta figure out what would work in the center and, you know, basically extrapolate it from there. 5. 5 is a pretty central number, you know? Let me take a sip of water so I can get the brain juices flowing right. Okay, so for example, 951, that would be 15 in a sense, perchance. 618, that's also 15. 58, that's 13 plus 2, that would be doink. That's another 15. 2 9, that would you put the 4 down here. 4 8, you put this here and you wait. Hold on. That's 14, not... No, wait, no, that's 15. 12 plus 3, 15. Okay. 15. 15. 15. Hey! There we go. All pins inserted, all lights lit. We did it! The power's on now. It looks like there's electricity going to the monitor on top now. Alright, let's see if we can activate the device on top. Green button, a red button, and a lever. I wonder what these do. I think this might help. What the hell is this? Where did you find this? What is that? Where'd you find it? I found it when you were messing around with the pinholes. It was like instructions for this thing. You know what they say? Check out the enclosed instruction book. According to what it says here, things are remote control for that. That? Yeah, that. What's it Oh, the machine over there. Apparently it's called the Pushmaster 5000. Are you serious? Whatever, so what are we supposed to do with the Pushmaster 5000? You see the coffin over on top of the crates? Yeah. But you wanna know what the deal is with it? I do. You wanna check it out? Yeah. All right. How do you think we're gonna get there? Well, there were some crates on the right side of the fence that someone piled up like stairs. Maybe if we make a path to the coffin from there. How would we do that? Line up the crates, I guess? Yeah, that sounds about right. I guess this is another one of Zero's puzzles. Yeah. Let's give it a shot. Oh, looks like the Pushmaster 5000 runs off a battery. So keep it from using its energy too fast. It's been programmed so it'll only start moving once its path has been completely programmed in. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Oh man, they fucking spoil me. They put a fucking magic square puzzle and a pushing block puzzle into the same dumbass escape room. Sure thing. Just keep in mind, there is a limit on the battery, alright? The battery dies after 50 moves. Oh, that's what it says in the manual. 50 moves, huh? Also, keep in mind the Pushmaster 5000 can't move the heavy metal crates, okay? Got it! Instructions for saving your fucking progress. There we go. When a square adjacent to the Pushmaster 5000 is clicked, Pushmaster 5000 will move that square. There's a crate in the way. The Pushmaster 5000 will push up to a single crate. Fill the yellow areas. Okay. I think literally the only sliding puzzle I do not mind in a game is the one in the original Resident Evil 4, and that is simply because there is a really easy way to do it where if you just move all of the like panels once, you basically solve the puzzle. Okay. Well, fuck. Oh, okay. It's fine then. You can move in 4 directions. You cannot move diagonally. You cannot lift heavy objects. Okay. Re-input command. Quit command. Start command. Okay. Wait, fuck. This is how it's gonna be, isn't it? Well. Wait. Wait, no, I think that still fucks it up. And I'm not getting it in that amount of moves. Hold on. That isn't moving. That is not getting anywhere. That is not going. Oh, wait, I fucked it up again. I didn't mean to back out the whole way. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I know what to do. Da 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 da. Wow wow. One at you and a skiddly diddly. Nah. Okay, if I go up, that's stuck there. If I go left, that's stuck there. Okay, reset. Wait, no, that's a waste of a move. Oh yeah, they did give me an extra. Fucking hell. I didn't notice that. That's kind of funny. Oh wait, no, I've fucked it. Nope, nope. Bap. Reset that bitch. Now reset that bitch. Okay. Nope. This is the instructions. I don't think the instructions qualify as a hint video game. This is the zero escape slide puzzle, bitch. We clowning in this motherfucker. Take your sensitive ass back to Professor Layton. Reset the puzzle. Wait. Wait. Did you notice the number of moves you can make just went up? Really? It said something about this in the manual. In operation, will take some time before it's fully charged. In other words, it doesn't start out with a fully charged battery. You got 51 moves last time, so you should get 50. I could just fuck around and find out, you know? See how high it goes. But we don't want to be at this puzzle all day. I'd like to, you know, I'd like to make some progress tonight. So. You know, at least a little bit. I would like at least a decent amount of progress. Nothing too crazy, but you know. Something more than one panel on the flowchart's worth. Yeah, thing is, if you get them like set up in like a square like this, there's nothing you can do. Image of the far right. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that, actually. Let me reset that. Top right has the box with the coffin on it, so I can't go there. Yep. Actually, yeah, wait, no. Okay, if I push this, okay, so if I push this to the right, does that. If I push this down, can't move this anymore. So yeah, I fucked it up. No, okay, no. Yeah, that can't be, there's nothing that can be done. Wait. No, I can't push the top one down and then push that in there. No, that square's broken. Yeah, if you could undo a move, that would be great. But I guess that would also probably waste a move on the battery thing, so probably for the best that you can't do that. That's... No. Da, 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, wait, no. You gotta keep the bottom part. Okay, wait, no. You gotta keep the bottom, like, square open. That's gotta be, like, the last one you put a box into, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna reset it just 2 more times. Just give me a minute. There we go. Now I should be able to do it. You know, if I don't fuck up like that. Da 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 da. The problem being I can't memorize what I just did, so it's a bit fuzzy for me now. Sorry, yeah, no. Unfortunately, contrary to the popular belief of most Twitch chats, streamers do not have like supercomputer brains that let them memorize exactly what they're able to do. So yeah, I just gotta fuck around with it for a minute. Right row. Yeah. Fuck. No. You know, why should I move again? I see no reason why I should. There's no way I'm getting that over there. Why not? Nope, that'll make a corner, which means I cannot. Okay. Nope. Reset. Da, 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 da. Nope, that'll make a corner. I can't do that. It was like this. This is what you do. You go over here, you go over there. You make a corner and you want to fucking kill yourself. Okay, let's go over here. Wait. Nah, yeah, that one's got to go at the bottom, and this one's got to go in the third slot. Okay. There you go. I didn't even need the extra moves. I don't know why I did that to myself. There's probably an achievement for doing it without, like, creating the extra moves, so I'll have to go back to that. Okay, I'm done putting in the program. What do I do next? Just be quiet and watch. See? It's moving already. Look at him go. What a little guy. Sorry, I'm hydrating. Awesome! The Pushmaster 5000 did just what I told it to and lined up all the crates. Great. Now I can reach the coffin. Now we just need to climb those crates over by the fence. Wow, 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 wow. And yoink! Gimme!
Mummy!
Oh.
Just kidding.
Really?
Whatever. Just open it.
Okay, okay.
A small key and
Yo, gun?
a gun?
Yeah, a revolver.
It looks pretty old.
I wonder if this is a replica.
This thing is... Are these real bullets? Oh, if this is real... Oh.
You're not gonna take it?
Of course not. All something like this is gonna do is cause more trouble. It's a powerful weapon that gives one person a huge advantage. Something like that would be way too dangerous to have around. We're in enough danger already.
Fair enough, but what if we need it to unlock something? Like, what if we need to shoot, like, a bullet that has, like, the ridges of a key into a keyhole?
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Maybe Zero put this gun here, hoping that something like that might happen. In other words, maybe he put it here
What
to
if the
make us fight
ballistic
each other.
markings of the bullet lined up with a keyhole somewhere later in the fucking ship?
In that case, we should most certainly leave it here. I, for one, have no desire to let Zero control me.
Me neither.
Okay, we've got that figured out. But you aren't gonna leave that key in there, are you?
Of course not. We'll take that with us.
Funny key. A rusty key. Maybe I can use this. True. Look at it. So rusty, that dusty bitch. Doink. Wait. Let's just put the key in here and oh yeah, sounds like that did it.
Yay! Looks like it's open, Jumpy.
I see. All people for not making sense of that. Oh, did I say bullet instead of gun? Right, the ballistic markings are on the gun, not the bullet. Hey, what are you waiting for? Let's go. Yes, it's opening. Dong.
A long hallway, huh? Let's check it out.
We've seen this elevator before.
True.
We got off the one on the left just a little while ago.
Then we went through the number 6 door, and that took us to the engine room.
Yes, and after that we passed through the cargo room.
And now we're back here.
Yeah, I think it is both. Regardless, I was just making a really just poorly thought out joke. Let's just get back to the game.
In other words, we made a loop. We're back where we started. We needed a card to get to this point.
I don't see a card reader here.
Perhaps we aren't able to activate it from this location.
Why don't you just try pushing the button?
Yeah.
Bonk. Oh, hey, it's the star polygon.
It works.
I think so.
Good. Now we can go back if we need to.
What do we do? Should we return to C deck?
No, this hallway keeps going. Even if we do end up going back, I think we should see what's down there first.
I agree. Let's.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Looks like it ends here.
Only one door.
There isn't anything else. It's the only way to go.
All right, let's open it.
Holy shit.
The 9
We
door.
found it. The upside down 6 door.
Of course it wouldn't be that easy.
Yeah, it has the thing on it. Come on. Come on, dude.
Vacant. Huh. We finally found it.
Jumpy!
Huh?
Look! Behind you!
What?
Oh man, is there somebody with a gun behind me again?
9 door. There's another one.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Why?
Is this what that branch on the path is? This late into the flowchart? Oh boy.
It's 9, no matter how you look at it. The red is there too. So this is a real one? Why? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
There were always 2 doors. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
True.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Of course, we just assumed that there was only one. After all, why would there be more than one?
Oh, man. We fell for it. There are 2 doors. That means that all 9 people who had met at the central staircase could escape. No one would be left behind.
Man.
Bracelets are numbers, 1 through 9, divided into teams of 4 and 5 people. The digital root of both teams ends up being 9. Take 1, 2, 7, 8, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, for example. The digital root for both teams would be 9.
Okay, but there might be a
Or
trick
2,
with
3,
one of
4,
these
9,
doors.
1,
Hold
5,
on,
6,
buddy.
7, 8. The digital root is still 9.
Don't go spiraling just yet.
There are a bunch of combinations that work, and they all end up the same way. If one team has the digital root of 9, so would the other one. What does that mean?
There's more than one way to interpret a way out, I will say.
The answer's simple. From the very beginning, the Nonary game was designed to save all 9 people. That's how it was meant to be. Zero didn't lie. He never said there'd be only one 9 door. But anyone who'd found themselves in the game would have assumed that was the case. Fights would have broken out. One team would likely betray or deceive the other. Someone might be hurt. Someone might get killed. But eventually, they'd reach this very same room and realize how pointless all their infighting was. There were 2 doors. This game was designed for that purpose. This Nonary game. We were all arguing and fighting over doors at the beginning. But if there had been one slip up, one tiny mistake that led to more, everything could have been so much worse now.
So, what are we going to do, Junpei?
Oh, right.
Hey, keep it together, man.
Sorry.
Jeez. So what do we do?
What do you...
We need to think about our next step.
Our numbers are 1, 3, 5, and 6. That's a digital root of 6.
The 4 of us can't open the number 9 door.
The 4. Wait. Don't tell me.
Yep. There's one combination that'll let 3 of us open the 9 door. That's why I'm asking, what now?
What now?
Took him no time at all to determine the answer. There's only one combination of 3 people that would give a digital root of 9. 1, 3, and 5. That would mean
No, we gotta go back.
that wasn't a possibility he was willing to consider. Santa and Ace agreed.
I agree. We cannot leave June behind.
Junpei let out a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding.
Are you sure? I don't mind staying.
June's body betrayed her true feelings. Her eyes were wet with the beginnings of tears, and her legs shook.
It's okay. There's no way we'd leave you behind.
Santa had said what Junpei had known the moment he realized which 3 people could go through the door.
Besides, I'd rather drown at the bottom of the ocean than escape with this sausage fest. Maybe I'll get to go to Atlanta.
Are you sure you don't mean Atlantis?
Huh? Oh, right.
Perhaps it was a sudden reassurance that no one wanted to leave June behind, but Junpei laughed harder than he had in some time. Santa and Ace smiled.
You guys.
June blinked tears from her eyes and bit her lip. She didn't seem to know what else to say.
Very well. Best we head back to C-Deck then. We should be able to take the elevator we passed earlier. Perhaps Clover, 7, and Lotus will have returned from door 1.
Even as Ace spoke, they knew finding the others wouldn't improve the situation.
But even with all 7 of us,
Ace knew it.
Standing
They all
around
knew
here
it.
isn't going to accomplish anything, don't you agree? Let's find the other 3 first, and then search for another solution.
I guess you're right.
All right, let's go.
Ace looked at all 3 of them, then turned and headed through the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Santa and June followed. Junpei started toward the door, then stopped.
Come to think of it. What is this room?
Didn't seem terribly important now, but what exactly was it?
We were so focused on the doors, we didn't even look around.
A red carpet ran between 2 columns of wooden benches that ran the length of the room.
It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony, but what kind?
Facing the 9 door was the carpet leading to the bow of the ship. And at the end... was it an altar, perhaps? There was a small rectangular alcove at the end of the carpet, and inside the alcove was a raised platform. Resting on top of the platform was a coffin.
A coffin? What on earth is a coffin doing in a place like this?
But before Junpei had time to answer that question,
Hey, Junpei, the hell are you doing? Let's move.
Santa's voice echoed in from the hall outside.
Right, okay. I'll be right there.
Junpei turned on his heel and left the quiet, somber room. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, I don't like that. That's concerning. They took the elevator up to C-Deck. Once there, they headed back toward the main hall and the central staircase. Didn't take them long.
Look, it's...
7 and Lotus.
They didn't look happy.
We've got a problem.
Clover is gone.
Oh. Yeah, that's a problem.
What?
Junpei and his 3 companions looked at one another. He turned back to Seven and Lotus.
What do you mean, gone?
Santa, Ace, and June had their own questions to ask.
When?
Why?
You two went into door 1 with Clover, didn't you?
Seven and Lotus responded as best they could.
We went through the door together.
But Clover barely spoke to us.
She just did her own thing the whole time.
There were 4 rooms on the other side of door 1.
She wouldn't let us into the 4th room.
She just said, I'll take care of this one.
And shut the door.
She must have blocked it with something on the other side.
Not sure how to take this one,
Waited
Chief.
for a while, but Clover didn't come out.
We called for her, but she didn't answer.
So I kicked down the door and we went into the room.
But
It was empty.
Clover wasn't there.
There was a door on the other wall.
And it was open.
We figure she opened the door and left by herself.
We ran after her, of course, but
Well, obviously we didn't find her. You figured that much out.
Clover's gone.
Junpei thought for a
When
moment.
did this happen?
We got here just before you.
You certainly have excellent timing.
So you haven't searched anywhere other than near the staircase?
No, we haven't.
Finally, Ace spoke. His voice had an edge of resolve and concern.
Very well then. We'd best separate and look for Clover. We haven't much time left. Let's begin.
Yeah.
There were quick nods all around, and the 6 remaining players spread out. Junpei and June ran to the central hospital room and looked around.
She's not here.
No, she isn't.
They searched a little longer, but with no luck. They couldn't find Clover.
There's no sign of her.
Finally, they gave up and left the central hospital room. Slowly, they made their way back to the hallway. At last, they reached the stairs, and Junpei
All right.
spoke.
I'm thinking we should probably split up. I'll head back to the stairs and take the elevator down to E deck. June, you can take the stairs up to B deck.
All right, that sounds good.
Didn't something bad happen in the other ending when we split up? I'm just saying.
But,
What?
could you stop calling me by that code name when we're alone?
Huh? Sure, right. I'll do that.
There was a reason Junpei persisted in calling her June even when they were alone. Although perhaps not the best reason. He was embarrassed to call her by a nickname he'd used when they were children. Kane. 9 years ago it came naturally. After all, they were children. But now that they were adults, it just felt strange. Regardless of what he might hope for, to call a woman he wasn't dating by such a childish nickname felt odd to him. Of course, to call her Miss Kurashiki would be even more awkward, and simply Kurashiki would seem a little brusque. And although he couldn't put his finger on why, it felt somewhat forward to call her Akane when they hadn't seen one another for so long. In short, it was simply easier for him to call her June and leave it at that.
Jumpy.
No, it's nothing.
All right, I'm going then.
Yeah, be careful, Kane.
June, or perhaps more appropriately Kane, blushed and smiled.
You be careful too, Jumpy.
Yeah, got it. Take care.
Junpei looked after her for a moment as she ran up to the stairs and turned around and took off for the hallway. I need to stop fiddling with my water bottle. I almost spilled it on the desk. Well, tragedy always strikes when one least expects it. But to wait for a man to stand before striking him down seems almost crueler than dealing the fatal blow while he lies on the ground. A light in a dark place, June's smile giving him a hope, both for escape and possibly for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that they might soon be fully dashed. He opened the elevator door and there she was. The woman sat, slouched against the wall. Lotus. Junpei felt his blood turn to ice. Her body was limp and her skin smooth and pale as always. Was covered in bright red blood. Junpei felt his chest constrict. He couldn't breathe and his legs began to shake. A slow, cold drop of sweat trickled down his back. Felt his stomach somersault. Junpei's mind went blank. All of his thoughts replaced with endless hissing white. Driven by little more than instinct, he began to walk towards Lotus slowly. Each slow movement of his stiff limbs brought him closer to her corpse. Finally, he stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck. There was no pulse. No rise and fall of breathing. She was slightly warm. Something somewhere in Junpei's shaken mind told him that meant she had been killed recently. Yes, Junpei thought, his mind slowly returning. She had been killed. Someone had killed her.
Fuck!
There was a deep cut on the left side of her chest. Blood still oozed from it, although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. The weapon had been a knife then? Well, obviously it was the reason he only just saw her. Yeah, true. Perhaps she had been stabbed in the heart. Once. She would have died immediately. He took a little comfort knowing she must have suffered very little. Only then did Junpei notice Lotus's bracelet was gone.
Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only two ways to do so. One, you escape from this ship. Two, your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or the aircraft
Well, I mean,
heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
yeah, that checks out. Her heart do be no longer beating. Was that why the killer had ended Lotus's life? That they might have the number 8 bracelet? If that was true, then the killer was whoever wanted the number 8 bracelet. Or perhaps more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining bracelet number 8. Who is that? Who would benefit the most? The thought had only entered Junpei's mind when he heard a noise. A sound like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. Struck him as strange that the noise came from inside his own body. A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain, there was heat, extreme heat as well. He felt as though molten iron had been splashed against the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He had been stabbed. But where? Blood was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he had most likely been stabbed in the back. Whoever had killed Lotus had now done the same to Junpei as well. His voice was little more than a weak groan. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker. But as he did, the knife dug itself in deeper, twisting viciously. Yeah, maybe not the best idea to make sudden movements when you're stabbed. He collapsed to the floor, a puppet with its strings cut. His arms and legs lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Junpei's body was entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. Nothing save his eyes. As he lay on the floor, his life ebbing away, Junpei finally saw his attacker. 2 tiny images of the killer reflected in his eyes. When that recognition came, nothing. He felt no emotions, not anger, not sadness, and not regret. The paralysis that had claimed his body had reached his mind. His killer glanced down at his body. And without a word, climbed into the elevator and was gone. His eyesight began to fade. The world grew blurry and began to dissolve into an empty white fog. The fog crept into the edges of his mind and worked inexorably inward. Lotus didn't use fingers. Of course. She was able to suppress her heart rate and go in for the kill. Soon it swallowed up the last that remained of Junpei's mind, and his consciousness left him. There was nothing more. Into utter emptiness, he fell into zero. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. So they're just not gonna directly tell me, okay. I have my assumption, but okay. They're just gonna leave me dangling there, awesome. Then again, they didn't tell me who killed me last time, so I don't know why I expected anything different. After saving, the game will restart from the beginning. Yeah. Or I could just go back on the flowchart. True, they did give me a hint, and I was able to, Oh, okay. So one way or another, I do kind of have to, go back. Oh, wait, this says it's locked, so I don't think I can go this way. I assume that means that, yes, I gotta go over this way first? Essentially, now you can actually get the... Oh? Huh. Okay, well, I'm just curious, because this says it's, locked. I think, anyway, because it has, like, the X, or, like, the line over the key. You can get the first part of it, okay. So I can't actually get this branch just yet. Which means I probably gotta go over this way, right? That, at the very least... Well, it doesn't make sense to me, but, like... I guess, like, it's really my only option at this point, so... You get the key from going into the 5-door at the first split. Okay, so I do have to replay a part that I have already played before on stream. Okay. Wait, I didn't want to redo this. I didn't want to start from the very, very beginning, because I would be repeating shit for no reason. Okay. Okay, so for this one, so for this lock, that means that there is a key here that I need in one of these branches that I need for a true ending. It could also be in this branch that I've already done. Serious. Yeah. Fair enough, yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 7 pieces.
Piece of paper, they fold it up, yada yada. Do I not have the option? Why is the skip so bad? Let me see if I can do something about that.
Just double checking, but
Yes. Just
I
like you
can't
told
do
us
anything
earlier.
about it. It's fine. It's bad. Whatever.
We need to hurry.
yeah. All right. The first one says Ace requests door.
Yes,
No, we don't have.
He
Next is
opened it.
Yeah.
Yada yada.
Clover wants.
There.
No.
But
Just kidding. It sound like
I am
barely.
so.
Maybe. Nobody wants.
Oh, not good.
Let go!
Junpei, read the rest.
Right.
All right. He opened
June
it.
wants.
Yes.
So this was everyone's vote. Ace and Clover requested door 1.
So it does turn out that, yeah, getting the true ending is a little bit more complicated than what I had thought was go through every square of the flowchart.
7.
Because unlike in AI the Somnium Files where that is the case, in this game you have to find missable keys apparently.
Santa. Then the door I should choose is.
Where do you want to go, Junpei?
Okay. The last one. I want to go.
I'm joking you, Junpei. You don't have a choice. You're going to door 1.
My choice is door 1.
Santa was unconvinced.
Hey, wait a minute there. You cheating?
Cheating?
I'm asked.
How could I do that? I wrote it down on the.
Let me see that.
Sure. Here.
Yeah, there's peered at it. Yep. yada yada. He slipped it into his pocket. He had switched the papers. He was a devious little creature in that moment.
I just needed to make sure after if the number.
Well, what is it?
I mean, apparently the DS version doesn't even have the flowchart.
You got lucky.
Infinite has passed away, so true.
Very well. We've decided who will go through door 1. It will be Clover. Our only problem is the 2 remaining teams.
Like, fuck, if you play the DS version, you basically just have to, like, have like a notepad, and you have to, like, write down what you've done, where you've gone. You don't even know where these optional keys are. Not optional, where these missable keys are.
June and I want door 6.
Lotus and I want door 2.
That's not good. We can't open either of those doors with only 2 people. Aw.
Fine. 7, we'll go through door 6.
3 plus 6 was 7 plus 8. Yeah,
Sure thing.
digital roots.
I didn't really want to go through doors. Besides, if we've got a younger girl with us, it'll... Right, June?
Well,
Actually, I think this is new dialogue. I think I gotta stop skipping. June was at a loss for words. Lotus was not.
Pig. You just wait and see.
Her eyes were the eyes of a woman prepared to kill. A shiver ran down Junpei's spine.
Calling me old. This is why men are such a pain in the ass. They're about as subtle as a brick.
And they're at it again.
Even after they separated at the staircase, Lotus was still muttering angrily to herself.
I'll see you later, June.
Jumpy.
Circumstances dictated that Junpei and June would have to part ways, but this time it didn't sting quite so much.
Don't make that face. It'll be like what 7 said.
We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9. That's how the nonary game works.
Seven's words took a weight off of Junpei's shoulders and felt much better.
It'll be fine.
All right. See you later.
Lingering uneasy remained, but they went their separate directions without much trouble. Junpei, Ace, and Clover headed toward A
Here's
deck.
A deck. It was the door on the left, right?
That should be it, yes.
Then here we go.
It opened, and they walked through.
It's just as Santa and Lotus said.
At the end of the hallway sat a door with a large red 1 upon it.
A numbered door.
To the left of it, bolted to the wall, was the red.
There's the red. I'll go first.
Ace went first and waved his wrist over the scanner panel.
Now the 2 of you, if you will.
Third asterisk clicked to life, shining brightly. Ace took hold of the lever.
Now.
He took a deep breath and turned to Junpei and Clover.
Are you ready? Shall I pull it?
Yeah, anytime.
Clover said nothing. She nodded, little more than a lethargic twitch of the head.
Very well then. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Joink.
And it's open!
Get in there. They stumbled into the room.
Where is it?
Frantically, Junpei scanned the room. His eyes stopped on the device that would determine whether they lived or died.
There it is!
Next to the door they'd come through was the dead. As one, they ran to it. They put their hands over it as if they were fighting for it.
It stopped.
Yes, it did.
Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. Ace and Clover were breathing hard and fast.
I don't believe I'll ever...
I'm not sure it's something we should finish this game.
I agree.
Now then.
Junpei looked around again, this time more slowly.
There's another door. Let's try opening it.
He took hold of the knob and easily, gently pulled it open.
So, This is the wheelhouse?
He closed the door again and turned to Ace and Clover. He fixed each in turn with a meaningful stare and then spoke.
Ace, you investigate the wheelhouse next door.
Very well.
Clover, you're in charge of this room. Say something.
Okay, I will.
All right then, let's get started.
Alright, I guess I'll just tuck whatever contempt I have for whatever happened on the flowchart in the back of my mind, and we'll just get back to this. Okay. A light. It looks kind of like a wilted flower. Doink. Stack of charts. Woo! I think this is a nautical chart? There's this line on it, here. I think the line is the route the ship is supposed to take. There are dots all over the map. Oh, those are probably ports, like for the boat to stop at. Looks like the lines connect the dots. Chair. A chair. Clover isn't talking much. I guess it's understandable. I mean, she's been through a lot. Really, it's more surprising that she's still together enough to talk at all. Another room on the side of the window. This isn't good. So many drawers, but nothing inside of them. Desk. Anything in the drawers? Nope. The helm. Well, steering wheel might be a more appropriate term. It's a compass. It appears to be broken, however. You see, the glass cover has been smashed to pieces. Lock. What the hell is this? This indentation has a rather unique shape. Perhaps we're supposed to put something in it? What? Isn't it obvious? Something that's shaped the same. Perhaps the head of a person with a round face and a bun? What the hell? What is this, some kind of display? Looks a little like an electronic scoreboard. I imagine it was added recently. There's nothing on it right now, though. Oh, this one's open. It's a wooden box. Maybe a case for letters. Hey, Clover, you ever write letters? Nothing. The left drawer. Let's have a look. Nothing. Oh, pocket watch. There's a pocket watch. She sure hasn't been saying much, and she just keeps looking at the floor. She seems kind of sad. Junpei, didn't you just say it seems kind of understandable why she's sad? Now you're just like, huh, I wonder why she's so sad. A voice he hadn't expected startled Junpei from his examination of the pocket watch.
Oh, pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
He spun around to find Ace standing in the doorway. Junpei shrugged and handed him the watch.
Hey, man. What are you doing over in this room?
Oh, I just thought I'd come check up on the two of you. Is there a problem?
Also, I was literally just in that other room with you. What do you mean? Come on. Not a problem.
Well, not a problem, but... That's a lie.
Some Phoenix Wright levels of oblivious. Well, I mean, Junpei. Well, I mean... Okay, he's been problematic a couple times.
I sent him to the wheelhouse at the beginning for a reason. I wanted to talk to Clover alone. There's something I want to ask her, and I don't want anyone to overhear us. I'm pretty sure Clover won't talk if there's anyone else around. I'm a little desperate to send him back, quick. He has to leave.
Ace opened his mouth and took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face.
Oh, I see, of course.
He looked Junpei over, then glanced at Clover.
I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck.
What could her intentions possibly be? Yeah, fair. Ace gave Junpei a knowing pat on the shoulder and left. Junpei let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. Turned around and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. She'd heard what Ace had said. She regarded Junpei with caution.
What was that about?
She was clearly suspicious, and with good reason.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Junpei's eyes widened and he held up his hands in a gesture of innocence.
Oh, no, it's not like that.
What's it like then?
I just wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now.
What story?
About the experiment, remember? The one you started to tell me in the operating room? You said something about an experiment that happened here 9 years ago.
Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor for several long moments, and when she spoke, it was barely audible.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay?
Understandable.
You understand, right? I keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean, who would do something like that to my brother? I can't forgive them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. They're gonna pay for it. I promise. So...
Her shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung up on her lips when she was biting them. She wiped it off and looked at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry.
Junpei, who do you think did it?
Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Junpei gulped.
Well, if what Seven said was right, then there would have to be at least 2 of them.
Fucking fantastic expression on this artist piece. God.
You need at least 3 people to open the numbered doors, and if you subtract Snake, that means there were at least 2 other people.
You're right. So, what does that mean?
Well, if we just look at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out. Who could have opened door 3 with Snake? Well,
Good
really,
question.
Who and who, or who and who?
You mean it could have been 4 people?
Well,
yeah.
technically it's possible.
I don't know. That doesn't seem very likely.
Why?
I'll tell you later. Why don't we just assume it was only 2 other people for now?
Okay, got it.
Then who do you think it could be?
Junpei crossed his arms and thought. Snake's bracelet was 2. Which 2 bracelets added the 2 would give a digital root of 3? It would have to equal 4. No, it would have to equal 12. What 2 bracelets would give us? So 2 plus. Yeah, it would have to equal 10. So it would be like. It would be Santa and 7.
Would it be Santa and 7? The digital root for Snake, Santa, and 7 is 3. Wait, hold on. Are Santa and 7 the killers?
What's wrong?
Clover looked at Junpei and he looked back at her. There was no point in hiding it.
I thought about it, and...
He told her his conclusions.
That's what I thought.
She looked less surprised than he'd expected.
Santa and 7. If it was 2 people, then that's the only combination that works.
Hey, wait a minute there. Don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is that those 2 would have been able to open door 3 with your brother. There might be other possibilities.
Well, what other possibilities?
He didn't have an answer. He was ready to admit defeat when Clover spoke.
Are you saying you think that it was 3 or 4 people? I really don't think that's likely.
Why not?
Can I borrow your pen and paper?
Clover put her hand out expectantly.
Yeah, here.
Junpei put out his pen and paper and handed them to her. She opened the notebook and wrote down several simple addition problems. 8. Eventually, she had 8, which provided a digital root of 3. That's a lot of numbers. I'm not reading them all out, but you know, you get the gist. There's a lot of combos.
What's this?
These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones.
Oh, I see.
Junpei,
Yeah?
I can trust you, right?
Of course. Why would you need to ask that?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're too stupid to, like, do something, to like, actually commit something like this, or, you know, be involved with this. So yeah, you can trust us on this, at least. We weren't involved in this.
Yeah.
So then I should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right?
Of course. Just cross them out. And you should take off yours too. The ones with 4.
So, what does that leave?
A and E.
E. Snake plus Ace plus Santa plus June. Or Snake plus Ace plus Santa plus Lotus and 7.
Wait, it can't be A.
Why?
Because June's in that one. There's no way in hell she'd do something like that.
Oh, hey, Poke.
Are you sure?
I'd bet my life on it.
Okay then. I can cross off A too, right?
Yeah.
Well, what have we got left?
E.
E. Yeah.
What this means?
Everyone besides me, you, and June would be working together.
Do you think that's likely? If there were 4 people working together, they wouldn't be very cautious. I don't think they'd try that hard to hide what they were doing if they outnumbered us.
Oh yeah, somebody stabbed me on my birthday. Fucking rude is what that is.
Well, you do have a point.
And besides, if Ace and 7 are working together, they could have easily gotten rid of me when I went to the shower room with them. But they didn't. They didn't even try anything. If they were killers, why wouldn't they?
Her voice was calm, but Junpei had only to look her in the eye to know it was a forced calm. There were tears forming at the corner of her eyes, and she was blinking furiously to keep them back. Perhaps by attempting an objective analysis of who might have killed her brother, she had been able to distance herself from the harsh reality of his death. The more she struggled to act unconcerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tighten.
Oh, I see. Anyway, I understand now. It seems pretty unlikely that it was as many as 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
Then that means there's a good chance it was Santa and 7.
That's how it looks.
But why would they do it?
There was a moment of silence.
Motive.
He laid his hand gently on her shoulder. He was close, so close to the answer. When Ace chose the worst possible moment to return. Wrong button. There we go. He raised a knowing eyebrow and then spoke.
Have I interrupted something?
What is it?
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
Oh man, we're just getting dragged all around, huh? He turned on his heel, then walked back towards the wheelhouse.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Junpei looked over at Clover. He gave a short nod, hoped that she would be willing to talk to him again later, and followed Ace. Yeah, Ace sure did show up at the worst possible moment,
What did you want to talk about?
Anyway. Ace looked at Junpei and smiled, perhaps more of a smirk than a smile.
There was something I wanted to check.
Yeah? What's that?
If you'll excuse me.
With no warning, Ace slipped his hand into the pocket of Junpei's
Hey,
vest.
what the hell are you doing?
I'm just checking.
No, stop!
He reached for Ace's arm, but it was already too late. In the older man's hand were the pieces of paper Junpei had balled up and hidden in his pocket.
Just as I thought. What exactly are these pieces of paper hiding in your pocket? Fuck! You switched them, didn't you, when we voted? Well, I can't say that I care.
Then why go to the trouble of...
I managed to get through the numbered door I wanted, despite your mischief.
Despite your directions.
Then, why did you...
Oh, simple curiosity. I hope you won't think ill of me for it.
He smiled, gave Junpei a friendly pat on the shoulder, and then turned on his heel and left. It was a small defeat, but it was a defeat. Junpei had lost the upper hand, and he knew it. He could feel his stomach begin to tense.
Damn.
Well, now what? a compass. And what destiny does it point us to? I really hope you don't think that sounded cool. Fucking shatter his heart, why don't you? It's only fair. This room is just like the other one. Metal plates bolted over the windows. Heck, not just bolted, it looks like they've been welded on. No way in hell are we gonna get these off anytime soon. Oh man, an engine order telegraph. They use this on old ships to adjust the speed. Like the gear shift in a car? Well, it's a little different. This device doesn't connect directly to the engine. In short, it's a transmitter. The navigation officer uses it to set the speed of the ship, and it sends a signal to the engine. There's a handle on top of it, which can be moved back and forth to... Hold on. Huh? There's no handle. You're right. There isn't. It looks as though it was deliberately removed. Handle's been taken off. If we can find a replacement, I could probably get it to move. I only have charts and a watch, unfortunately. A steering wheel. Let's see if it... Whoa! Look at the steering wheel moves. So it would seem. I noticed something else as well. What's that? Well, when you move this wheel, the compass also moves. What do you mean? The ship. It's moving. Ha! Tricked you, didn't I? The wheel and the compass must be connected to one another somehow. Do you think that's important? Well, let's try turning it again. Oh. Well, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to gain out of this, so I'm just gonna leave that for now. Blech. What's this little thing? That's like a little vent. Looks like this is some sort of lock. It's got a weird shaped indentation. Huh? Wait, this shape. Maybe it does look like the pocket watch would fit here. Nothing. I imagine the pocket watch is intended to go in there. However, we may need to do something with the watch first. Okay. Let's look around some more. Bookshelves. What's in the blue one? There's something written on it. Ship's log. Huh? Ship's log, huh? New material's been added to the file screen. I might as well. Ship's log is found in a chart room. We leave soon for a new journey across the sea. After leaving port, we headed south and west. We turned southwest to steer around the continent, then proceeded northwest. We made port, then changed our heading to east for a time, and are now heading due north. Soon we will dock in the United Kingdom, the homeland of this vessel. Well, I'm not going to retain any of that, so I'll have to pull that up again later. A map. It's got the Atlantic Ocean in the middle.
Hey, Junpei, what do you think these red things are?
Yeah, they look like pins.
What do you think they're for?
Who knows?
What do you mean, who knows? Come on, be serious.
I am.
Red pins on a map of the world. I wonder what they mean. Hey, Junpei, you sure you don't have like any hints or clues or something?
Oh, yeah, let me see if they match up. These are number red pins. Wait, yeah. What do these red pins mean? Well, nautical charts I picked up earlier have a map like this one. Maybe one of them matches up to the pins. Well, let's see. What do you know? Looks like this one's a match to the pins. Guess we got 7 locations connected by lines, and each one has a word next to it. That's probably the speed. A new material has been recorded in your file screen. Shows directions of south, west, southwest, northwest, east, north, and straight. There is a word next to each point on the map. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. That's what it says. Well, that's what it says. Or... Straight? True. Doesn't look like it'll be very useful. This thing won't budge. I feel like there's something keeping it in place. What would be the point of moving it? The ship is stopped. What would be the use of steering it? Yeah, I know, but still. Well, we don't have a handle at the moment. Metal plate over the window, steering wheel. If we move it, the direction changes. I swear I saw something that had directions on it. Maybe if I enter the directions in that order. You're not gonna have it open for us? Okay. Okay. Ship's log. Well, actually, I mean, the nautical table says it too. Let me just make a note of that. Doink, doink, doink. Okay. Okay. Let's go south. Then west. Southwest. Northwest. Okay, then east. North. But then what do you do for straight? Oh, you don't do anything. Okay. What the? The handle came off. Heh. Stop stooping so low, RE0. Handle. Da-da-da-da-da. It's like a screwdriver. Shape. The handle that came off the steering wheel. A handle. Doink. So, I sure hope this handle fits. Yes, it fits! Excellent. That should allow us to operate the engine or the telegraph. Let's give it a shot. What was the order again? Nothing's happening. No, I don't think so, because you didn't fucking do anything. Take a look. Over there, above the door to the chart room. Or, you know, I could look at the nautical table again. Okay, so that would be bunk, bunk, dot, 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 dot. Okay. Let's go to another. Let's check it out. And maybe I do need to go look at that thing that Ace was pointing me towards. I can't fucking read that. There's something on the wall that looks kind of like an arrival board. It's only stuff displayed on the left side. Is there? What the hell is this? It's the name of the ports in the world. I imagine it's showing us the ship's route. You know, just like the ones you might see at an airport. Departing XX, carry XX, flight, you know, like that. Oh, I get it. It does look like those are the names of all the ports along the ship route. There's only one line that shows the arrival time. Ah, the time on the bottom, right? 47 seconds and 25 minutes past 7 o'clock. Perhaps that's the arrival time. There's a whole bunch of words on the arrival board. The time's expected to arrive at the final destination. Time's at 25 minutes and 47 seconds past 7 o'clock. Why would they specify seconds? I guess that's when the ship arrives at her final destination. Time, the time. Where's the item menu? Blink. Doesn't appear to be working. The hands are stopped at 5:39 past 10. Turning the knob does nothing. Yeah, it's probably broken. Looks as though you can move the hands, however. I can move the hands manually, but the knob doesn't work. 47 seconds and 25 minutes past 7. Time is suspicious. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's even set to the last second. There has to be meaning behind it. Well, perhaps. Ace suddenly went up to Junpei. Excuse me, Junpei. Hey, you just took my pocket watch! Hey! What the hell are you doing? Just trust me. It should be fine now. Well, thanks for giving me the pocket watch back, but you don't have to look so smug about it. I took it and looked at the needle. And then, 47 minutes and 25 seconds past 7. Oh, so you changed it to match the final arrival time. Ace nodded slowly. You know what to do next, right? Give it a shot. Okay. Look at this is some sort of lock. It's got a weird shaped indentation on it. Actually, maybe the pocket watch will fit in here. Huh? That's strange. Nothing's happening. I've set to the wrong time. Well, the arrival board had the time for the final destination, and we set the hands on the watch at that time, so... Are you saying the arrival board has the wrong time? It might, I think. Yeah, we need to figure out how to get it to show the right one. Final destination. Well, that's wrong, apparently, so what now, buddy? Junpei, what's that you have there? Huh? Oh, this? It's a nautical chart or something, I think. I found it in the chart room. What on earth are you doing? The speed is written right there! Did you put the speed it shows on the chart? Yeah, I literally did earlier. It says full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. That's what I did. That's what it says. I did literally put that in earlier, yes. But didn't even fill out all the spots. I'll do it again just for you. Huh? That's weird. Thought I put in the right speed. Did I mess up? No, I don't think so. The same thing happened earlier, remember? There's been a change to the arrival board. Yeah, you're right. Let's check it out. Okay, the structure on this is a little funky. Junpei, take a look. Display panel looks different. Yeah, you're right. Only the left half of it's on, though. Last line. It says the estimated arrival time at the final destination is 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. Oh, then you mean... I see. Good work, Junpei. You're a sharp one. You matched the hands on the watch like I did earlier, didn't you? I said the 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. Yep. Then surely you know what needs to happen next. Let's give it a shot, shall we? There we go. Yes, it says open now. Good work. Seems you were successful. Well done, Junpei. Hey, Clover! What? Look, we unlocked the door. Now I can get out of this room.
Oh, well, let's go then.
Clover? Yeah, I definitely fucked it up in some way, and that's why that one felt the way it did, but yeah, it felt especially, like, clunky and, like, half-developed. That was weird. That was weird.
It's far too narrow to be called one.
They found themselves in a small space outside of the wheelhouse. On their left was
This
a wooden
seems
door.
to be the only route.
Yeah, let's go.
Junpei pushed it open and stepped into the room beyond.
Wow.
It was full of all manner of turn-of-the-century electronic equipment.
Well, these machines are weird. I've never seen any of them before. Huh? Wait, this one is...
One smaller machine had a metal bar that ended in a circular handle. Ace seemed to recognize it.
Oh, yes. A telegraph key. These were used to transmit Morse code a long time ago.
He turned and slowly took in the room.
This must be the communication office.
Across the room from the door they'd entered through was another door.
And that door?
Metal plaque was nailed to it. It read,
Captain's quarters. Huh.
That's what it says.
Then, do you think...
Whoop. Ace swallowed. Junpei could feel his hands begin to sweat. Only Clover seemed unaffected.
Well, we won't know if we don't open it.
She walked up to the door and put her hand on the knob. It opened easily, and without so much as a pause, she walked in. Junpei and Ace followed. The first thing they saw was a man on the floor, covered in blood. Uh-oh. I have a fucking soundboard for that. Why did I? Uh-oh. Junpei felt his body seize up. His mouth went dry, and he felt very, very cold. The blood in his veins slowed to a crawl, and his heart tightened like a fist. Bald!
Not again.
This was the third time he'd seen the horror of death laid out before him. He didn't think it was something he could stand to see much more of. Still, he'd begun to accept that whatever it was that he saw, whatever happened to him, was beyond his control, and whatever force controlled him was driven by a determination that he could not hope to match.
Damn.
A sense of helplessness, of desperation washed over him. He left behind a feeling of utter emptiness that wormed its way through his body like acid.
No, wait. We didn't check his pulse yet. Maybe he's still alive.
Fueled by that spark of hope, Junpei ran to the man's body, and his heart fell. When he touched his hand to his neck, pupils had dilated, and he wasn't breathing.
Well, he's dead. Damn. If only we knew how it happened.
Junpei lifted the man's already stiff body. There's a deep red wound on his chest.
These wounds. I wonder what killed him.
God damn it, Ollie. Junpei did not have to wonder long.
It must have been this.
For lying next to the corpse was an axe. A really shoddy looking axe. Like, what kind of craftsmanship is that, really? The entire blade of it was drenched in bright red blood. From the shape of the man's wound, there could be no doubt that it had been made by an axe. Junpei looked at the body again. A lake of blood stretched around it. It was wearing the clothes of a ship captain, although they were stained with blood.
These clothes? A captain? Does that mean this guy was Zero?
Well, his left hand was a bracelet. The number on the bracelet was 0.
Bracelet 0.
I don't know. It was only then that Junpei noticed a stench of blood that filled the room. He couldn't help but laugh. There's nothing else for him to say. It was too simple, too obvious, too straightforward. If there hadn't been a dead man on the floor, Junpei might have thought it a joke.
Junpei.
It may be wise to find a way out of here first.
Yeah, you're right.
Seek a way out. Oh man. Captain time. Oh no, I don't know Morse code.
There's blood on the chair. You think this was the dead guy's?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, just leave it at that, buddy. There's blood on the chair. Kinda creeping me out. Oh, it's one of those old music boxes. How about we wind it up?
Why does it sound like that? Is it broken?
Pins on the cylinder are all shaped weird.
I don't think those are the pins. Unless someone put something else on top of it. We're gonna have to take it apart to figure out what's going on, don't you?
Perhaps. Pins on the cylinder look odd. Are we gonna have like the fucking If I had a nickel for every visual novel I played where Morse code and a music box were used in conjunction.
It's a lamp, but it doesn't turn on. I don't think there's anything special about it. A bed? There's nothing in it.
No dice. Doesn't matter what I push on here, it's not working.
I don't think the power's on.
A little rectangular hole. Some sort of keyhole, perhaps. We don't have a key, though. Camera!
Camcorder.
Looks like it's pointed at the door.
Well, the power's on.
Why would somebody want to videotape a door? Damn, Junpei, you don't have to be so aggressive about it. Let's see if shaking you gets us anywhere. No, no dice. They look like batteries. There's a cable running from them to the monitor.
A chair.
So true, bestie. A drawer, nothing inside. Not even... Oh, shit! What's the deal with this? Some kind of code? 4 rows of number and letters. They all start with a 0 and end with an 8, F, N, or V, respectively. Maybe this has something to do with number bases.
New material has been added to your file screen.
No, we've seen that one already. We know this. I don't see anything new in the file. Oh, wait, shit. This is the thing. I just assumed that this was something different because we knew the hexadecimal shit, but they just put it here in conjunction with that. Okay. Well, either way, we'll hold on to that for now. Nobody's going through it as long as the metal plate's here, though.
Even without the metal plate, the desk's in the way.
True. There's a bunch of weird buttons on here. Probably such what you see on the screens.
Do you know how to work this thing?
Why don't we just press one of these and, you know, like this one? Well, I guess it does change the... What the hell is this?
Huh.
Junpei snorted with grim humor for a second time since he'd come into this room. The 4 screens along the bottom had a single letter each, spelling out...
Z-E-R-O, huh? It's like he's making fun of us. What do you think?
He turned to Clover, who was standing next to him. Clover nodded.
Nothing.
It seemed that she cared about little. Of course, Junpei could hardly blame her, even if Junpei didn't know why she was like this. Given the strain that she was surely under, Junpei was somewhat surprised she had responded at all. Still, he had to ask. He gestured toward the corpse.
What about him? Do you think that's really Zero?
Clover shook her head weakly.
There's no way that's him. Didn't I tell you already? Zero is one of us.
Are you saying Zero is...
Yeah, right.
I know it's important to figure out who this guy is, but don't you think we should figure out how to get out of here first?
But...
Please, I don't want to waste any more time.
Clover looked miserable, as if she could start crying at any moment. Junpei just didn't have the heart to tell her no.
All right, sure thing.
Was his mind playing tricks on him? Junpei wondered. For a moment, he could have sworn he'd seen Clover smile. Isn't this the door on the screen? Isn't the door on that screen the one right behind us?
You're right.
So whatever that camera sees is sent to this screen in real time.
I wonder if that means something, you know?
There's nothing on this monitor, just static. That looks a bit too organized to be static, but I'll take your word for it. There's an R, an E, a Z, and an L. Looks like it doesn't work anymore. Ink! Bottle of ink. It's filled with ink. Damn, really? There's nothing in the drawer anymore. There's nothing in the drawer. Nuh-uh. There's air. How old are you? 9? Small screwdrivers. Let's go. Except the monitor's wrong. It's supposed to be rows. Maybe. Set of small screwdrivers. As we can use them to dismantle small devices. Perhaps. Alright, this screwdriver ought to make short work of this music box. Yo, we got the fancy toilet paper roll. Supposed to be a cylinder for a music box. There are a number of pins and some pieces of metal that look rather like fans attached to it. It's an old telegraph machine. I'll be honest, I have no idea how it works. Nothing suspicious here. Hey Ace, look! There's a big-ass rat trap over here. I told you it's a telegraph key. It is the device that transmits messages through Morse code. Yeah, you're no fun. The cable that comes out of this thing is connected to a desk. What does that mean? Looks as though that drawer is the only thing that's locked. I don't see a keyhole, though. An electric lock, perhaps? Take a look at the left side of the drawer. Yeah, there's some cables over there. That must mean... it's a really long cable. Tip is hooked onto one of the desk drawers. A pair of headphones on the desk. You know who else is in the drawer? So true, Ollie. Hey, what is this? It's blank. There's nothing written on it. Paper. A white piece of paper. It's blank. Not for long. For long. Drawer won't budge. It's got some kind of lock on it. An early telecommunications device. Most likely used to transmit a radio signal of some sort. I experimented with it earlier, but to no avail. I imagine it's broken. Whatever this is, it doesn't work. Not for long. Vigorously pours ink onto the paper. See, you get me. Rubbish gets me. Hey, Ace, look! It's a monkey with glasses. How on earth did you arrive at that conclusion? A normal light. Won't turn on, so maybe not that normal. So you think it's broken? No, it works. I'm just not sure if it actually transmits anything outside of the ship. Well... look, a hook. That wasn't a joke. I know, man. Clock! A clock mounted on the wall. The hands aren't moving. A little surprised that the time is wrong then, I suppose. And there's nothing on the back. Not for long! Just an ordinary wall clock. The handles aren't moving. For long. Junpei, what are you doing? We've searched the wheelhouse from top to bottom. There's no reason to go back. In fact, don't you think it would be wise to investigate the captain's quarters? I think we ought to check both rooms, don't you? But, yeah, I don't know, we've already checked around here, haven't we? So we have a cable, so we have a cylinder, paper, and ink. I need to think, what could I use any of these on? I put in a passcode.
I don't think it's just about numbers. There's a hole in the bottom of it too, right here. I think you need to put a key in it first.
Yeah, well, we don't have a key. Let's see, it shows up on the screens behind us. So if I put my hand here, it shows up in the middle top screen back there.
You got a short lifeline, Junpei.
Hey, mind your own business! Camera's pointing at the exit, okay. that's it. Doesn't work anymore. Well, I don't exactly have many options here. Unless I'm supposed to put this cylinder into one of the telegraph machines. But I've already had it basically equipped onto my person while I clicked all these and nothing happened, so I assume that's not what I do. Probably some kind of radio transmitter, yeah. I mean, that's what I do. I spin them around. A white piece of paper. It's blank. Some black ink. And a funny cylinder. Junpei, I was thinking. These pins in this metal thing, if you look at them in 2 dimensions, don't they remind you of something? What do you mean in 2 dimensions? What would the cross-section of one of these pins look like? A dot? What about the fans? They just look like lines. Exactly. Now, do you know a code that makes use of dots and lines? A code with dots and lines? We could transfer it onto another surface by rolling the cylinder across it. There you go, now I can actually do this. Now we can actually do this. Now we can actually do this. Now I probably need to investigate it like 5 more times so Junpei can come to his conclusion. No, okay, he's just gonna repeat himself. That might be a keyhole. Roll on the moon. Well, I've gone over just about every combination, so... I guess I'll put the ink on the cylinder. It's all dirty now. Why did I do that? Just gotta roll a cylinder on a piece of paper. And if I'm right, the ink should... What is this? Just a bunch of lines and dots. I put ink in the cylinder from the music box. I rolled it across the paper and it left this. Is it some kind of code? I think it's probably Morse code. Oh, Morse code. Great. Right, it wouldn't be that. It would be... Wait. Okay, what has a paper-like slot? This kind of looks like it has one right here. But that's a radio. That does audio. That's not, like... Okay. That's a keyhole. So that wouldn't be it. This is a camera. That wouldn't be it. Nothing in these. They're not really giving me an angle on this, so probably nothing there. Maybe I need to examine it a couple dozen more times, just as you suspected, right? Now I have a pattern of dots and lines on the paper. I imagine it's Morse code. Dots and lines are dots and dashes. Junpei, what are you doing? You have a Morse code message. Certainly you know what to do next. Well, no, I don't really know what to do with next, because I was never really taught how this sort of thing works. If I do this right, something will happen. I hope. Alright, let's give it a shot. Yeah, apparently I just had the fucking talk with Ace enough times, and that would actually let me interact with this. Cool. That's the last one, and... Excellent work, Junpei. Good job. Seem to have figured it out. You've unlocked the drawer. Wow. A red file lay in the drawer. Junpei reached down and picked it up.
Looks like there's something on the cover. ALLICE.
Oh, like Insomnium files.
But isn't it supposed to say all ice? This doesn't have a space between the L and the I. Are they saying that ALLICE is a single word?
It was an interesting thought, but it left Junpei's mind quickly as he opened the file. What lay inside was far more interesting and far more confusing. Each page was covered with strange characters. They looked like they were tiny drawings of birds, snakes, insects, horned animals, wings, and even kneeling humans. There were many pages in the file, and each was full of these strange signals.
What the hell is this?
He didn't realize he'd spoken out loud until Ace looked over at him.
They are hieroglyphs, a form of writing used in ancient Egypt.
Ancient Egypt?
That's right.
Can you read them?
Of course. I can't. What would make you think I could?
What the hell?
Junpei flipped through a few more pages. It wasn't just one or two pages. Every single page was covered in them.
The whole thing's like that.
Trying to read them was pointless. Junpei wasn't going to waste any more time with them. He made to close the file, and something fell out.
What's this?
He bent down and picked it up.
Oh, a key card.
There's a symbol on it that reminded Junpei of the symbols for his Saturn and Mercury key cards. This one, however, had a dot in the center of the male symbol.
Uranus. That's the Uranus symbol.
Junpei looked over to see Ace examining the card. In addition to the Uranus symbol, there were 3 words engraved on the card as well.
Something's written on the bottom. Bottom deck library. This must be the key to the library, then. Is the bottom deck a library? Anyway, whatever. It's gonna have to wait. I can't do anything right now.
He gripped the key card tighter and shoved it deep into his pocket. New material has been added to the file screen. Unique key. Key with a levered case. It isn't metal. My guess would be ceramic. Junpei, have you found a keyhole that might fit it? Tip is square. Nothing else in there. Control panel for the electronic lock. Looks like it's got a keyhole in the bottom right. Maybe the key I got earlier. Well, sweet! Just had to put that key in and now it's on. Junpei, look! There's a minus sign on the screen. There's 8 of them. That probably means we gotta put in 8 digits. You think you can figure it out? 8 digits, huh? Once I put in the 8-digit number, I just press E to enter it. If I mess up, I just press C. Alright, let's give it a shot. Damn, well I've done all I can do. Huh? What's the passcode? I'm pretty sure I've searched every part of this room by now. I have an idea. Hold on. Damn, okay. Wait, did I get my numbers right? Did I get my letters right? Yeah, okay, 26. E is the 5th letter. Yeah, okay. Alright. Oh, man. The passcode. I'm pretty sure I've searched every part of this room by now. Huh. Okay. So 10 is A. Okay, so if 10 is A, then that would mean 25 digits above that would be Z. Then 14. Okay, Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R. Okay, so 8, I believe, yeah, 8 digits behind 35, that would be 27. Okay. R, Q, okay, Q, T, oh, that would be 3 behind that, so that would be 24. Jesus Christ, okay. Yes, it worked! Good job, Junpei! Excellent, you seem to have unlocked it. Good work, Junpei. Alright, let's go! They stepped out of the captain's quarters and into another hallway. The hallway stretched out in front of Junpei for a bit before turning left like a great backward L.
All right, let's go.
Junpei rounded the corner and took off down the straightaway. He ran. And ran. And ran. At the end of the hallway was a door.
That's the next door.
He made straight for
A
it.
piece of paper.
He was nearly halfway to it when he noticed a piece of paper in the middle of the floor. Junpei skidded to a halt. He dropped onto his hands and knees and quickly tore the paper off of the floor.
Map of the ship's interior for A deck.
What's wrong?
Ace, slightly slower by virtue of his advanced age, had finally caught up to Junpei. Advanced is a nice way of putting it.
I found a map for this floor.
He showed Ace what he snatched from the wall. He looked at it long enough to determine what it was and nodded.
I see.
With that, he began running again past Junpei.
Well, that was anticlimactic. I should keep this, though.
Junpei shoved the map up his ass, then got up to follow Ace. But something stopped him.
Hey, where's Clover?
He turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen.
Damn it, what the hell is she up to?
Junpei muttered angrily under his breath and took off back the way he'd come. As he stomped around the corner, he saw her. She was standing in front of the door to the captain's quarters, her hand on the doorknob. Yeah, I feel like ever since I saw those locks in the flowchart, my mental state has just kind of been like deteriorating.
Clover!
Huh?
As Junpei watched, she closed it gently and quietly.
What the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
I'm taking a piss. What?
What do you mean, nothing?
Clover had unconsciously put her hands over the pockets of her jacket as if trying to hide something.
What the hell is that?
What?
You've got something in your pocket. What is it?
Oh, this? This is... I wonder...
What the hell?
Come on, we gotta hurry.
With that, Clover ran straight past a somewhat confused Junpei. As she did, he caught a glimpse of her back.
Clover, what's that on your back?
Sticking up from her collar was something that looked like a big wooden stick.
Hey, Clover, what the hell's that thing on your back?
She didn't respond. Instead, she quickly turned the corner and disappeared.
Is she ignoring me? For crying out loud.
Junpei did his best to convince himself that it would make sense later and ran off after Clover. Unfortunately, it would not make sense later. Junpei pushed through a door and found himself in a large room with a set of stairs. I mean, I don't know if they're like working bathrooms, but there was that puzzle room with the toilets that we were at last time.
The big stairs. Huh. So this is where it ends up. Just like it says on the map.
It was just what he expected to see after reading the map. His eyes see, after reading the map himself, probably meant that Ace had realized the same thing.
Ace, did he head down?
Put his hand on the handrail and leaned over to look down.
Oh, there he is.
Look, the 4 others are there too.
Not just Ace, Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus as well.
Let's join them.
Junpei and Clover glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached B deck at the same time.
Jumpy, Clover.
Hey, Junie. June's face was excited. Something had happened that Junpei could tell by simply looking at her.
What's up?
Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself.
We found it.
Found what?
We found it.
What did you find?
The last door. We found door 9.
What?
Oh, well?
Come on, just follow us. We'll explain on the way.
Okay.
Seven turned and jogged off down the stairs.
Well, if that's the case.
Wait for me.
We should get going as well.
The rest followed.
Jumpy, we finally made it.
The relief and excitement in her voice echoed what each one of them felt.
Yeah, it's finally time.
Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd really done it, at least not just yet. Still, if everyone said it was door 9, then it probably was.
We've reached the end.
He could feel his heart racing. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins, and he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny the prospect of an escape was an exciting one.
Something's bothering me. Only 3 to 5 people can go through the numbered door. 7 of us are on our way to door 9. That means that, best case scenario, there will be 2 of us who have to stay behind. 2 people. Is there a way?
Junpei looked over at the clock.
4:30. We've only got 90 minutes left. I've got no time to wonder about it now.
Hey, Junpei! June! What the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up!
Santa's voice jolted Junpei out of his reverie.
Let's go, Jumpy.
June took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she could.
Yeah.
Junpei followed. They were quiet for a while, until... they had just reached C deck when Clover spoke.
Hey, what about door 2?
Everyone else stopped. They all turned to look at Clover. Seven spoke.
What about door 2?
Door 2 is the only one we haven't gone through it, I mean.
Yes, that is true.
But does that matter at this point?
Are you guys okay with that? Not investigating it, I mean.
So what? We found door 9. We don't need any of the other doors.
What's the point? Huh? What's the point in going to door 9?
To get out of here?
We can't all go through it.
For some of us to get out of here?
Right?
Survival of the fittest?
Then we should do what we have to do before we go any further. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. The best way to finish it quickly is to do the border pieces first. You know? Or what? You think all 7 of us should go to door 9? And then we argue over who stays behind and who gets to go? Do we really want to do that again? Who knows? If we check out door 2, maybe we'll find something.
Like what?
Maybe we can find a way to get all of us out. Huh. I don't know what might be in there. We may not find anything, but don't you think it'd be better to at least have a look? I mean, am I wrong? Does that sound wrong to you guys?
Yeah, you do have a point.
The others nodded in agreement.
The last time I checked the clock, it was 4:30. It's not like we've got a lot of time, but if we're quick about it, we might have time to take a look.
You're right. Let's go take a look at door 2.
They were back in front of the elevator. Nearby was a large hospital room.
The elevator can take us down to door 2.
Who shall go then?
Let's see.
Me.
Then June, 7, and I need to go with her.
Hey, why
yep.
do you get to...
I don't mind. We'd only waste time arguing over it.
Jumpy, I'm okay too.
See?
Can we just go now?
Fine.
All right, let's get going.
I'll see you later.
Okay. Be careful.
There they go. To their probable demises. They climbed into the elevator and Junpei listened to it creak and rattle its way to the bottom deck. Only Junpei, Ace, and Lotus were left. As the elevator rumbled out of sight, Ace spoke.
Lotus, would you be so kind as to go with me?
Go with you? Well, I didn't think people still talked that way outside of the 1950s. Well, I'm a mother. Would that be a problem for you?
That wasn't what I meant to... I was hoping you would come with me.
Seriously, though, I was kidding. So, where was it you wanted to take me?
There's something I wanted to show you.
Hey man, what the hell? I'm not important enough?
Well, it's not like that. Once I've shown Lotus, I'll show you.
Really?
Of course.
Ace's smile was friendly.
Fine. Do whatever you want.
Thanks, Junpei. Are you coming, Lotus?
Fine. Doesn't look like they're going to be back anytime soon. I might as well go and see whatever it is you think is so important.
Thank you. Well then, shall we go?
Ace turned and began to walk. Lotus followed, disappeared into the hallway on the left. Time seemed to drag as Junpei waited for the others to return.
They're so slow. And what's keeping Ace and Lotus?
Suddenly the elevator opened. A single person stood there.
Clover! I guess you're the first one back.
Your pockets look emptier than before. It was only Clover inside. He didn't see the rest. She looked at Junpei, then slowly, purposefully stepped out of the elevator. The door closed behind her.
Where's everybody else? What happened?
She didn't answer. Instead, her eyes swept the room and then settled on Junpei.
We're Ace and Lotus.
Hmm? Oh, Ace said he wanted to show Lotus something, so they went into that hallway.
Junpei explained what had happened.
Oh, then they went over there?
Her voice was small and timid.
Yeah, I think so.
He repeated his earlier question.
So where are June, Santa, and Seven? Why aren't they with you?
You really want to know?
There's something wrong with her smile.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Here, let me show you.
Clover pulled something out of her pocket and tossed it onto the floor at Junpei's feet.
Huh?
He looked down. On the floor in front of him were 3 metal rings.
Bracelets. Oh my god. Oh, holy shit.
Junpei collapsed.
No. No way. No way. This has got to be some kind of joke. This can't be real.
Junpei's body felt like rubber. Seems like he took a bite of the gum fruit. His heart felt like a cold lump in his chest, and his hands shook uncontrollably. He made of rubber. God damn it. I don't even read One Piece yet. Sweat poured down his face. The 3 bracelets sat there on the floor before him. He could see the numbers on their faces.
3, 7,
And?
6.
Lastly, let us discuss 1. You escape 2. Your heart, in other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship.
Yeah, we know, buddy.
But why?
Junpei's voice was flat and broken. He started doing the Komeida pose, and Clover's response was cold.
Revenge for my brother. He was forced into door 3 and murdered. You need at least 3 people to open a door. Who were the 2 that opened that door with him? It could only have been Santa and 7. That's why I killed them.
Damn, okay. Kinda girl boss of you, but also what the fuck?
But why? Why did you kill June?
Because she tried to protect them. She was in my way. She had to die too.
No. No.
Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to wake himself from what had to be a dream.
No. No.
It couldn't be real. It just couldn't.
Hey, Junpei.
Hey! I mean... He felt Clover's hand on his shoulder. You know, I feel like I made a statement about her hair early in the playthrough, and I feel like I have become justified. Her smile was wrong, horribly wrong. Her face looked like a mask made from stretched human skin. The smile that parted her lips did not extend to her eyes. They were dead and empty. The girl in front of him was no longer the Clover he had known. Perhaps she was not even human.
Let's go.
What was the comment? I compared the hair to Junko Enoshima back when we started. Her hand reached out towards him.
Let's get out of here. Let's leave this ship.
What the hell are you talking about? To open a numbered door,
There's been a surprising... There's been more Danganronpa references that we've been making in these streams than I usually allow.
Yes, I know. You need at least 3 people. But as long as we have this...
Once again, Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out. It was another bracelet. Junpei could see a number. 0.
The 0 bracelet. You've got something in your pocket.
Oh, this? See? You get it now? If we have the 0 bracelet, we can leave.
Ollie was wrong. It wasn't feminine hygiene products. It was the fucking bracelet.
You and I can open door 9 with just the 2 of us. See? So let's go. Come on. Hurry up.
She shoved out her hand again. Junpei looked up at Clover. She had the face of a demon. But there was something else. There was a holy light that surrounded her. She was both a fierce god and a benevolent goddess filled with love.
Junpei.
Her voice was soft. Her eyes weren't empty anymore. They were deep. So deep Junpei could feel himself falling into them. He felt dizzy. There was something oddly bewitching about her. His mind was beginning to crack and his heart began to melt.
Junpei.
The hand she was offering him. He looked so soft, so inviting.
Clover.
Junpei reached out with his own trembling hand and closed it over hers.
Yeah?
Kind of girl boss ever. Junpei writhed in agony. He shuddered and twitched, his body spasming as he went into shock. He screamed until his throat was torn and bloody, then screamed more. His cries echoed across the room. Eventually, his movements slowed, then faded. There was no more strength left in Junpei. He could feel his body begin to go numb. He no longer felt pain. He no longer felt anything. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. The last remnants of his mind began to fade. Even as his vision faded to nothingness, he saw Clover.
Thanks, Junpei. I'm just gonna borrow this, okay?
Yeah, you know, I feel like I don't really have an emotion to convey with this little guy in the corner right now, because like I'm not exactly like shocked, because like they had me being sus of her for a while, but I don't really have. I'm like frazzled but not surprised. I don't know if there's an emotion I have on here that conveys that. What was left of Junpei's conscious mind drifted away. All that was left was a twisted, broken corpse. I have an axe, no. Oh wait, I know which one. I know which emotion conveys what I am currently feeling at this moment! Anyway. Anyway. Fuck off! Bad achievement name. Bad! Fuck off. Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna kill this. I'm gonna kill Ichikoji with my own hands. Oh, this one's unlocked. Huh. But I've already done this, so I don't really know what that means. Well, yeah, I don't really know what to do at this point. Because, like, there's so many things that are locked, and there are things that are unlocked, but they're things that I've already done. And that confuses me a little. Unless this is telling me that things that I have... Unless this is telling me that certain things in certain places have been unlocked that I can now go back and get? Not 100% sure. They're not being very, like... They didn't exactly explain this flowchart thing very well. I'm left a little confused. Bar's a little weird. Yeah? Fuck, wait, no. No, I don't want to be... No, I don't want to go back to the cabin! No, wait, please! Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Let's say do go to door 5. Yeah. That's 37 and 8. Oh my fucking god. Yeah. Yeah, this gets a little convoluted. So I don't know, I mean, I don't like, the weird thing is I don't want to be yanked around, but it's also like I don't really have much of a choice here. I don't really have free will in the matter. I kind of just have to go along with it.
I thought we were finished with that topic.
But then what should we do?
Like the story, like when I do it like this, the story just gets like so disjointed, even more so than before. Can you click the icons on the flowchart? Doesn't seem like it, no. I really wish you could like zoom out of this. Oh, you can do it with a right click. Okay. Yeah, no, you can't really do anything with that. Yeah, there's just yeah, there's just like a thing. It just I can definitely see how they like. Well, I wouldn't say they polished the idea of like the flowchart with the locks once we got the Somnium files, because they used the concept less. But like, I don't know, man. I'm thinking. I'm just trying to think, you know, of like the word. But like this definitely feels like more complicated than it needs to be, and I feel like part of that is not my fault. I don't know. I guess I'll go over here and try the other door.
Oh my god, enough! All we're doing is talking. Talking won't solve anything. You really sure you want to just sit around? We've only got 7.5 hours left.
You're right.
Very well then.
Wasn't there a thing that let me skip? Isn't there? Hold on. I'm gonna go back to the menu. Isn't there a thing that lets me like skip dialogue faster? Yeah.
Very well then. There's
Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we can.
Well,
Well, thanks to Snake's card.
Correct.
but
Now I'm still clicking it twice and it just sort of skips to the end of the line like it did before.
But,
who's...
oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people. All 8 of us can't go in this.
Then it would seem we will have to split.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm clicking stop and it's
Now,
still doing
there
the.
is no way in hell that I'm going into door 5.
Come on now.
Call me if I'm going to have...
Sorry, but I...
Oh.
Hey man, if you think I'm getting... What the hell? Yeah, doesn't mean I wanted to go into door...
Oh God.
I think maybe my copy of the game is broken in multiple ways. Tab doesn't work either, no.
Fine. I can't go in there. Anyone else would?
I'll go.
What?
Don't we made part
How do you know that?
Because I do.
That's not an... If you're going...
What am I going?
There's nothing you have. If I join you, 7 is, and if you add Clover's 4,
Definitely
my
A button
1.
this way. Yeah.
7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 14.
And I guess we have files for a thing like this. It's fucking enter or space.
The digital root of 14. 1 plus 4 is 5.
Hey, so I'm holding space right now.
Oh, it works perfectly.
This is not
Four of us
fast.
can go into door 5.
This is just an auto mode.
Wait. What about the other 4? What's their digital route gonna be?
Yeah, this is not fast.
Lotus, Santa, June, and me.
Ah, okay. I mean, we know the answer to this. Now here we go. We decided that it had to be door number 5.
Hey, wait.
Junpei's cry echoed across the room. The 4 people walking toward the door stopped and turned back toward
I
him.
want to go through door 5 too.
The words were scarcely out of his mouth when June spoke
What?
up.
What are you saying, Jumpy? If you're going through that door, then I'm going with you.
I mean, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that Virtue's Last Reward has a worse flowchart than this. But I'm praying, just in the little bit of my mind, and I know they probably won't, but I'm praying that they'll explain it better than whatever the hell happened here.
No, you can't. I can't take you with me.
Why?
Well, you know what's in there, don't you? Are you sure you want to see that?
Well,
June opened her mouth as if to say something, but instead closed it again and looked at the floor. The choice was not his to make. There was nothing else he could do. I mean, fair, yeah. This speeds things up, but it also kind of makes things like juddered in my mind. So having it on skips. Okay.
Please, let me go into door 5.
Oh, okay, so that's why it does that. Okay. In that case, I can turn it back to off because I'm in uncharted territory now. God, the vibes are continuing to deteriorate.
Please.
Seven scratched his head and looked at the young man.
And we're right back where we started, you know that?
Junpei's bracelet is number 5, right? If we are going to add Junpei, then we must subtract 5 from the rest of us.
Snake turned to Ace.
Please, take good care of Clover.
Oh, all right. That's fine.
don't go away!
You need to listen to me, Clover. Go to door 4 with the others.
No!
Don't be so...
Why?
Tears welled up in Clover's eyes. She bit her lip and did her best to fight them off. Snake's expression softened. He put his arms around Clover. He held her close and whispered into her ear.
Just relax.
He looked as though he whispered 2 or 3 more words, but whatever they were, Junpei didn't hear them.
What did he tell her?
Okay, I understand.
Her voice was barely audible from where Junpei stood. Before long, new teams were
Let's make sure
assembled.
we've got this straight. Those going to door 5 are me, 7, and Snake. 7 plus 2 plus 5, and the digital root of 14, 1. And those going to door 4 are Lotus, Santa, June, Ace, and Clover. 8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 4 is 22. And the digital root of 22 is 2 plus 2, 4. We're okay with this?
No problems here.
Yes. All right then.
Beep beep, beep beep, beep beep. 7, Snake, and Junpei scanned their numbered bracelets in quick succession. Screen of the red showed 3 asterisks.
Okay. All right then.
Okay, please be careful.
Concern was written plainly across her face. Junpei looked her in the eye and gave her what he hoped was a reassuring nod. He pulled the lever. With the sharp clack of a lock released, and the door swung open.
And it's open.
Ahead of them, in the small highway, were the pitiful remains of the 9th man.
That's messed up.
That was the 9th man.
For a moment, Junpei froze. Try as he might, his eyes would not leave the corpse, and his feet would not leave the floor. 7-2 seemed paralyzed. Snake, on the other hand, seemed unconcerned. He walked calmly down the bloody hallway and only stopped when he realized his companions were not following.
How can you...
Well, do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
He hadn't even bothered to turn around. His head was at most slightly cocked towards one shoulder.
Sorry.
Let's go!
Junpei and 7 looked at one another, nodded, and threw themselves through the door. As they did, a cold tone sounded from the left wrists of all 3 men. 7 and Junpei looked down at their bracelets. On both of them, and on Snake's, a red skull flickered to life.
Damn it! The countdown started!
They had scarcely processed this information when... With a metallic slam, the numbered door behind them swung shut.
Shit! The door!
There's no turning back now, and if we don't manage to find the deactivation device...
Hey, where is the dead?
The fear and urgency in Seven's face reflected what all three of them felt.
How the hell should I know? Stay calm. Look around you.
Okay, I get it.
Very ironic line coming from Snake. Junpei spun around, searching desperately for the dead.
Ah,
He found it easily enough. It was on the wall next to the closed door labeled 5.
Found it. Right here.
As he yelled, he struck the scanner with his hand. The other two scrambled to follow suit. As soon as they finished, Snake threw the lever down.
Whew. Well, it looks like it stopped.
As he spoke, Junpei wiped the sweat from his forehead with a trembling hand.
Goddamn thing's gonna give me a heart attack.
A muscle stood out in Seven's neck, and the corners of his mouth were twitching.
Jumpy, are you alright? Are you guys okay?
They could hear anxious voices from the other side of the
Yeah,
door.
we're fine.
the detonators have been deactivated.
They heard relieved sighs, and even though the door, the three men could, and even through the door, the three men could feel tension disperse.
All right, we're moving on.
Okay.
Sure thing.
And they're gone.
They heard footsteps moving away, and before long they were alone again.
Now.
Junpei looked around.
Doesn't look like we can go any further this way.
The hallway ended roughly 20 or 30 feet from where they stood.
Maybe this wall can be moved. Or not. It's not budging.
Hey, there's a door over there.
To the left, however, was a wooden door that looked positively inviting by comparison. The middle of the plaque was first class.
First class cabin, huh?
Well, it seems like it.
Let's have a look then, shall we? All right then, let's go.
Yeah.
Without hesitation, Snake opened the door and stepped inside. Seven followed closely behind him. Junpei moved to follow them as well, but
Oh.
he stopped just short of the threshold and looked back, not knowing why.
I don't want to look, but
Lying in the small hallway was a man's body, or at least what was left of it. He tried hard avoiding looking at the grisly scene, but it just wouldn't leave his mind.
it's so horrible. I can't even tell what's what.
Once when a man's internal organs had looked like so much vomit, as though something had chewed up and spit out the better part of his torso. It was hideous, but worse still, it was cruel. It was hard to believe the thing on the floor had once been human. The black pool of thick blood, the lumps of glistening flesh spread across the floor, the awkward, twisted tangle of shredded intestines. The head arranged to some grotesque, unnatural position.
He'd been wearing these.
The man's glasses lay next to his head. The lenses were cracked and the frame bent and distorted. And next to the glasses lay a bracelet, the number 9 still displayed on its face.
The bracelet's off. Oh, wait. Zero did say.
We know.
The bracelet comes off when you're dead. But what the hell's the point of getting it off when you end up like this? Just imagining how it must have happened. This was a human.
Suddenly, Junpei felt his stomach convulsed and a knot of muscle gripped in his throat.
Oh god. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna puke. Oh, I gotta get out of here.
He clapped his hands over his mouth and ran to the first class cabin. The atmosphere changed immediately. The room was gorgeous, and despite the apparent age of the ship, none the worse for wear.
Where did they...
He looked around. Seven and Snake were nowhere to be seen. There were 2 doors on the right side of the room. He opened the one on his right and went through.
Through here?
On the other side of the door was a short hallway. He jogged down the hallway, opened the door at the other end, and peeked through. There they were, to his right, busy examining something.
What's up?
He stepped through the door and walked toward them.
Check this out. We found this thing here on the door.
The red light's on. Does that mean it's locked?
So I would assume.
Is there any other way out?
We looked around a little. Other than this door, we didn't find anything.
So you're telling me that unless we can open this door?
Yes, we won't be going anywhere.
Junpei stepped away from the door and looked around the room.
This looks like a bedroom.
Then the other room is probably a living room, or the closest you can get to one on a ship.
All right, let's find a way to open this door. Come on, guys.
Alright, and with that, I think I'm gonna stop for today. I will be back with this on... What was it? Where's the schedule say? Wednesday! We'll be back with this on Wednesday. I'll see you around. Thanks for coming by. Thank you for the vibes. I don't know. It's my birthday. I don't have to